Yeah. Nick and Perry on the mic, straight killing. Talking wrestling, news, mad thrilling. From the ring to the headline spilling. Every match, every feud, bone chilling. Cheap Pop Podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. To light. SmackDown, Raw, they break it all down. From body slams to the champ's new crown. Tag teams, giants, they cover each town. Every heel, every face, every showdown. Pop Podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. To light. Ladder matches to steel cage thrill. From pay-per-views to the backyard mill. Nick and Perry got the inside skill. Wrestling a world at their will. Cheap Pop Podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. To light.
All right. We are live.
What's going on?
What is going on, everybody?
What up?
There he is.
There he is.
The man of
there
the
he is.
hour.
There he is. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to episode number 245 of the Cheap Pop Podcast. I'm Nick.
I'm
here
Perry.
with Perry.
Go ahead.
And and we're here with a couple of special guests tonight for our return episode. We have our friend Jesus, who is live reporting from Denny's on the scene right now. What's going on, Jesus?
What's up? Just finished.
We have Jace here, who just popped in.
Hello,
man.
guys.
We have MILF Man. 69. I don't know, what is your name, man? I don't want to call you MILF Man all the time. What is your name?
Lionel.
What is it?
Oh, Lionel.
Stick with MILF, man.
Okay, MILF Man. And then we have no, I'm kidding. But thanks for joining us. And then we have
Sean.
Sean. Yes, Sean. Sorry, there's so many names on the
AKA Kenny Omega Guy for the people that remember him.
Yes, Sean. I've
I
met
remember
Sean in
Yeah,
person.
What a Kenny Omega guy, yeah.
What a terrible title.
Kobayashi Sean. That yeah. So but yeah, we got a long list of things to get to, but we'll get to them in a pretty, we'll get to them pretty rapid fire, but we got some things to discuss back and forth. This won't be the normal format going forward, but this is for our return episode. We had to bring a couple guests on and stuff like that. Also, this will be a new episode of the podcast will be every other week, every other Monday. I think that's when we will do these, right? Every other Monday.
If you want to.
Barry? Yeah, no, that's what we talked about. Is Monday the good best day though?
It's fine for me.
Okay, so every other Monday, we'll be doing these. But we're not gonna do this big roundtable shit every week. That ain't happening. But for the first episode back, Perry wanted to get some of this, bring some topics up and want to have these guys on. So that's why we have probably the most people we've ever had on the show at once. Probably. I don't think we have.
Let's stir up the controversy right here, right now. Let's talk about the big news of the week.
I bring it up.
Mercedes Moné is overrated and overpaid, says the guy in the front row at Dynamite.
I thought you were going to say AEW is the greatest show of all times.
Come on.
What's the news of the week?
We're not quite there yet. I mean, we got quite a while for that.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun, but okay.
Oh, right, we'll take it.
We have a video of Chris Jericho kissing Tony Khan at one of the AEW scrums. There's playing it right there. And there you go. There's Chris Jericho. That's how he gets his money.
No wonder he's so well paid.
Shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars who can't win a fucking I was gonna say match, but it's not called a match. You know what that means? A game.
A game.
A game.
Game. Yeah. No, the
Hockey
Jacksonville
fan is in the
Jaguars,
chat.
But
He says
But
Monet
Perry-
fucking sucks. We agree. Venge is here.
But
The
Perry.
Batman is here. Eli's here. Weston is here. Frank is here. Who else is here?
going
Infinite
on?
Hero is here. Everybody's here. We got a lot of people in here. All right, so
All game complainers are here.
everybody's here.
But Perry, the Tony Khan's dad, he made waves. No pun intended. It made waves this week in the news
Oh,
because
yeah?
he has a $550 million yacht that he has that has 3 tennis courts on it.
What are you
But
doing with
this way,
life?
what you got to understand is that, and you ask like how AEW gets this money and how does the Jaguars have? If you own a football team, you have an endless amount of money. It doesn't matter how bad your team is. You have to have
Right.
gajillions of dollars to even get in there. So that dude just has he owns he owns a soccer club as well.
Yes.
So it's like
Fulham.
that dude owns. He's a friggin' I don't know what he's probably got some illegal oil money coming in or something, but he's got a lot of shit going on. So
Most shares of revenue.
Great way to explain it.
literally being a nepo baby for Tony Khan is the best thing he could be because that's the way AEW is staying afloat. Is probably because his dad's unlimited checkbook. So
No, but they're also getting paid because of the Warner Brother, that big deal they signed with them too.
oh yeah, and that also,
Oh yeah.
that also leads to because the Jags at one point, or at least some people that in the Jags front office used to have connections with Warner Brothers, so there's a connection there. So again, it's all about using your connections, all about who you know, and that's how they're able to get, What's up, Harry?
No, I'm just gonna keep playing that video of them kissing.
So yeah, so what do you want to get into first, Barry? What do you want to get
Well, AEW, Tony Khan, they call this Guantanamo Bay. He will not let these guys be released ever. But he's finally given some people their releases today.
Yes.
Until now.
Alistair
Yeah.
Black is
Yeah.
released. Miro is released. The
Miro.
former Rusev.
Yeah.
And
Tony Khan, they call this Guantanamo Bay.
somebody's
Wait,
listening on their computer.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, who's listening to the stream? Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
now listen.
okay.
And the final man, Ricky Starks, who's been begging for his release for several
She's been
years.
begging.
Yeah.
And Jesus thought it was a work. How is this a work when he's going to be
Did
working in NXT tomorrow?
Did you really think it was a work?
He thought it was a
Jesus.
work.
No. No, I
No,
get it.
no, he did because he said he's at GCW in the same place where the pay-per-view was at, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead.
I thought they could have turned it into a work.
No,
after the
it's not a
fact,
work
but
with
they
AEW.
did
You
not.
know this by now. Whenever they say it's a
Yeah.
work, that guy ends up in WWE. Every time.
So, do you think all 3 of them will end in WWE?
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
Alistair,
I definitely
Miro-
think
Alistair and Miro for sure.
and Starks will for sure, but I don't know about Miro.
Miro's going back.
I
I
don't
think
think
they're all
they
going
want
back.
it. I don't think they want it back.
Starks could pull up tomorrow.
Let me
They
tell you
all could pull
something.
up
They'll
tomorrow.
bring Rusev back and they'll put him in TNA. So he'll fight Joe
Starks is
Hendry or
cool.
whatever and do that. Hey, and
is
Cena,
a cool
remember,
guy.
Cena's on his retirement tour, so maybe Cena wants one more crack at Rusev.
I don't.
Cena and Rusev didn't work that bad together when they worked. So
Yeah.
No, they had pretty good matches from what I remember.
That's
mean,
when
yeah, it was
Rusev
terrible.
was the pug.
I never watched it. I was never into
Is that a
Rusev.
nostalgia match? Like, what do we need that for? Cena only has a limited amount of matches left. Really going to use it on bringing back Rusev and having it mean nothing?
I don't think they'll. I don't think.
Well,
they'll
it's not
do
going to
the
mean
whole
nothing when he
Rusev
beats
thing.
him.
I don't think they'll do the whole Rusev
Yeah.
thing, but I think his final year is going to be a mix of old matchups that people want to see again and new matchups.
Oh, you're
That
seeing
way-
Randy
yeah.
Orton versus Cena. That's probably going to be the last match.
Oh God, that
I think
better not
so.
be. Hell no.
I think so.
Everything you didn't want to see, you're going to see with John Cena.
hmm
But also, I don't think it's going to be the last match. I do think they'll face each other. I mean, they're two superstars that define that mid 2000s that era. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't they do that at least once?
Well,
on
they're
his
doing a
farewell?
Ruthless Aggression pay-per-view dedicated
yeah.
for John Cena. So I'm assuming it's Randy Orton.
Yeah, because they can't do Kurt Angle. Sadly, that would be
No.
perfect. That would have been perfect if Kurt Angle could walk. Like, no offense to Kurt, I love Kurt, but that man, he's in rough shape. I mean,
Yeah,
the
he-
fact that he's able to walk, we're lucky, and we're fortunate to
Yeah.
have Kurt Angle.
He
Like,
just had knee replacement.
I will say that every single
Miracle.
fucking day with how many wrestlers we lose too young, I'm so glad Kurt Angle's still here.
Right.
And
Mhm.
if there's one that shouldn't be here, it's probably him because of all the shit that he was doing, all the pills he was taking. It was just crazy. But if this was like, I don't know, even like 10 years ago, and Cena was like, I'm packing it up and I'm going to Hollywood. I'm doing one final thing. Man, him and Kurt probably would have had a fucking banger, man. They could have went out with like, that would have been awesome to see. But he just can't do it. He just can't do it. We should have got that at least one more time.
Right.
But yeah, it sucks. But yeah, no. With the releases, Perry, I got a little bit more details if you want me to read.
Go
on it
ahead.
real quick. It'll be really quick. Malachi Black, his original deal, there was rumors that he was signed until 2027. That was at least Tony Khan's words a couple years back. But it was reported in December that Malachi Black would be leaving AEW in the coming months, and by January, it had been reported he would no longer be on TV. Miro hasn't wrestled since 2023, and has been discussed for potential creative throughout the year. He's healthy and has been cleared for quite some time. But Fightful reported that he was asked for his release way back. They're told the situation had gone radio silent before the release was official, and most everyone that people spoke to in AEW had not expected to see him again. So apparently he has signed a long-term extension in early 2022, and he was signed until at least early 2026. So then Ricky Starks had asked to be released in 2023 by AEW, and they asked him to not pick up his option that was coming up due to the spring. AEW did anyway, and then didn't use Starks after that period. We're told that he was open to still working and seeing out his AEW deal. Starks was blocked from working a series of GCW shows before his release. His deal would have been up in a few months. We're told all these talent are free to go wherever they choose, and there are no non-compete clauses associated with any of these releases. So even though they were released before their deals were up, they have no non-compete clauses. They can go wherever they want starting today. So, yeah, I think out of all of them, I think the one I see for sure back, probably in like the NXT like thing, is probably Malachi Black. But
What?
yeah, I think so. I think I would see him back in WWE in some form.
I think you're going to see Ricky Starks tomorrow night.
You could.
We really could.
Wouldn't have been hilarious if he showed up tonight on Raw. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been fucked up, bro. It would have been hilarious. It would have been fucked up.
It would have been possible.
But yeah, no, it's I'm glad. I don't see what the deal is with them holding on to some of these people.
Me neither.
Like if you're gonna release them, just release that. It's just like
Why would you pay them to be benched?
Yeah, like
You don't
it
want
was
them
the-
wrestling because he's a Punk guy or a Cody guy, so get rid of him.
It was the same. It was the same thing. Vince did the same thing.
Yeah, I know.
10-something
And I
years
didn't like
ago
it then
where
either.
He would have guys that in the back you would never see. Guys would ask for their release, not get it, and they'd be like, "Oh, we got something. We're going to be using you soon. We're going to be using you soon." And then they would
They just
never
needed them to
release
work
you.
the road. That's
They
why.
would just be sitting in catering all
Yeah,
night.
That was also that's right, Perry. That's also when they were still doing all those house shows and the live events.
European tour.
Yeah, European tours. Like
Remember the
constantly,
Big Show retired? And then like Johnny Ace called him like, "Can you work the European tour next week?" And he's like, "God damn it, I'm trying to leave."
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying
Yeah,
to
no, they
chill.
always need bodies for that shit. But yeah, man, it's so weird to me. Like the fact they did Ricky Starks like that was pretty fucked up. That they just picked up his option and just decided not to use him, even when he said he was willing to work.
Well, they're doing that
with
right
them.
now with what's his name, Penta's brother over there, Ray Phoenix.
Yeah,
Ray Phoenix.
yeah, bro. We'll get into it later, but letting fucking Pentagon Jr. go is just letting him get to the point where he just wanted to be out is crazy. Like that's such a pickup for them, just from a just a merchandise standpoint, just a people that don't even like. I have friends of mine that don't even watch wrestling that have heard of Pentagon Jr.
Right.
Because all the crazy shit he would do would go viral and stuff like that. It would be online. So like I think that's a bigger get than most people realize. Hopefully they utilize him well. But like that debut, man, he was fucking. It was fucking. It was yeah, that was huge for them. That was big. He was over like fucking like nobody's business.
I think he should actually thank Tony Khan for keeping his brother in AEW because that allows them to feature him more. Because I think if he came in with his brother, he would be a tag team guy. They would think of him as a tag team guy, and they would just market his
that is
appeal
true.
in a tag team. Like all the things that he does, his look, like everything that he does can just be done in a tag team form. This
Yeah.
allows him to be more of a singles competitor and get a chance to be like a star.
Well, you know what's
That-
going to
no.
happen, right? It's going to get to the point where he gets fucked up by a faction, and there comes his brother, and it's going to be even bigger than what it was.
Yeah.
And then
I
his
mean,
brother
Yeah.
gets a big
but for
push
right for
from
right now,
that.
well, go ahead. What were you saying?
That his brother gets a big push from that.
I don't know.
I don't think Ray Phoenix is going to get over as big as Penta.
The
No, me
thing
neither.
is,
No.
the thing is that I do agree that like him having because he is more than I think they're both really talented. I think
Yeah,
Penta
yeah.
obviously I think is the bigger. I think he's just the bigger name, and I think he has the most potential to be a single star. And was it true? Again, I don't know. Like I keep up with what's going on with AEW, but I don't know every specifics. Was it true that they never sold the mask as
I
merch?
don't think they did. I don't know for sure though.
I read online that they
AEW
never
wanting to
sold
make
the
money?
mask.
I mean, come on, Nick.
I'm just saying, like the first day he was. I mean, that's how it got leaked that he signed was because the mask went up for sale on the shop before he even
Yeah,
came out on
immediately.
Raw. So it was
Yeah.
like I was like, that's like the biggest. Like if you have a luchador, you
Yeah,
sell the
but
mask.
even then, he wasn't like in AEW. He was a tag team guy, not anybody that like one of the better tag team guys. But like, there's
Oh, yeah.
so many tag teams in AEW, and they all matter. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
does it?
But
No, but the
then
thing
sell
was,
then sell
they
the
only used
team
that one
s-
night.
sell the team masks or something. I just don't think you gotta capitalize because I'm not saying he was like the highest paid guy on the roster, but I mean you want to you're putting a lot of money you're putting probably a decent amount of money into these guys. You want to recoup some of that and make some money off that name. So I think that even if you put out tag masks to them, it's fucking like
Yeah,
it's just something. I don't know. And like when you don't do that, it also puts into the performer's mind, like, okay, what do you not think you can make money off of me? Kind of thing. Like
Right.
I'm busting my ass out here. I know I'm marketable, and like I have things like a luchador is almost like it's just easy marketing. The mask,
I don't know if
get
it
up.
is easy marketing. Like luchadors don't get over that well. The reason why Penta gets over is because of his gimmick and the way it looks, and because he has a phrase and a catchphrase and everything like that. Like his brother is a better wrestler, but nobody gives a shit because in the end, it's about Penta and all his cool skull face, his mask, everything that's marketable about him is what matters.
Yeah.
Dreadpool, RWK,
So
what's
that's
going
why
on,
he
guys?
works in
Penta has the
WWE.
character.
No,
Yeah.
I think the problem with his brother is his brother's always hurt. He's
Yeah.
That's true.
always
That
hurt.
too.
90%
That
of the
too.
time,
Yeah.
he's hurt.
Yeah, his,
Yeah,
I'm
his
not
he's
sure
got
he
hurt
doesn't
a
have
few times.
charisma.
Yeah.
his body's been very unforgiving, that's for sure. But back to these releases. So you guys, what does everybody think? Out of these crop of people that have been released recently, me and Perry gave our piece. Where do you think we'll start
Black
with?
is going to WWE.
We'll start
for
with
sure.
Sean. Who do you think is going to WWE? Who do you think might just go to the indie route? What do you think? What do you think is going on here?
I think they all would want to go to WWE if they could. Starks is definitely going to WWE. He's a Cody guy. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like already hanging out there with Cody and getting ready to be on. Like that's the sort of thing. Like once you saw him at WrestleMania, it was like, okay,
Yeah.
But Black is definitely coming back with his wife being there, and he got booked really well with Triple H in the first place. So now that
Yeah.
Triple H is in charge, like he should expect to be booked well.
Yeah.
And then Miro, I don't know. Miro, I heard, was into acting and trying to be an actor.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's coming back to WWE or whatever.
Yeah. That I think those are fair assessments. I also heard Miro has been like doing more, trying to do more into the acting thing, like try to at least get his foot in the door at Hollywood.
Yeah, but wasn't that
So
just to
we'll
get away
see.
from AEW because he wasn't being used?
I mean, it could have been, but also
He went back
if,
to Bulgaria too for most of his AEW run.
yeah, I mean, if it could have been just to get away from AEW, but if he actually like found like a little like maybe like a lane for him, I mean, with his, I don't know.
Well,
I
what's
mean,
her
who
name?
knows?
His ex-wife was doing vignettes a couple of months ago where she was resurrecting Rusev.
I heard that she's been on his socials a lot recently, so I don't
I
know.
heard that too.
Have they
Yeah, I don't
were
know
they
the rest
divorced?
of
Were they
it.
got divorced?
No, they got
Yeah,
separate.
they're divorced.
They got divorced.
Yeah, they got divorced.
That's how far you've been out of the loop.
I didn't know they got divorced. I thought they were like separated.
They
but
got
not
divorced, buddy. It was over.
Yeah, they got divorced.
So they could have reconciled if they're been together a lot.
Maybe they
Yeah.
got divorced to fool
Possible.
Tony Khan into giving them a release. That's the work.
PK ruined their marriage.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay, so MILF Man, what do you think? Well, who do you think is going where from the batch? of these
Games
releases?
Talking Clips. What's up, man? Go ahead.
For me, I definitely think Starks. I actually think is going to NXT, straight to NXT. He's going to be pushed as a top guy. I could see Triple H just wanting to stick it to Tony Khan and pushing this guy as a top guy. I'm not a Starks fan personally, but I think he's going to NXT and they're going to push him as a top guy.
Definitely.
Okay.
I would say Aleister Black, he'll go straight to the main roster because Triple H is a big fan of him. Triple H loved him in NXT. So I say he comes back. And Miro, where does Miro fit? They have a big guy in Fatu. You got,
Fatu.
like, and it's not like they were really using him when he was last there. So I don't think he goes to WWE right
Maybe
away.
they'll
Right
do
away.
The Rock versus Rusev at WrestleMania. He cursed them out that one time, remember?
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
won't be
I think
there.
you got to think about it as if who is a Triple H guy or girl? Like when people are coming back, did they get booked well by Triple H? Did Triple H like them in NXT? That has to matter somewhat.
Well, no, but the thing is, too, that's weird about Triple H is he books you one way on NXT, but then on the main roster, he books you a different way.
Remember
Because
when
he booked-
Elias won the world title? Oh, wait. That didn't fucking happen.
No, it sure did.
Because if you look at the way he booked
Shots fired.
debuted,
Listen, my favorite wrestlers never win titles. I don't like
You
wrestlers
told me he
that
was
are
going to
like
win the belt.
top guys. He deserved at least to win the Intercontinental against Seth on Money in the Bank. That's for sure.
Should have, could have went on that.
Yeah, I know. I'm done. This is not about Elias, obviously. This is just
Hey, he
my
signed with
wrestlers that I
AEW.
like
He's
are
Tony
never-
Khan's new toy.
wait,
Tony
you thought
Khan's
Elias-
going to... They signed him to Ring of Honor, Nick.
Wait, say it again.
Yeah.
Say what?
They
I
signed
saw
Elias
the
to Ring of
little
Honor.
vignette that he did. I saw the little vignette about
So
his
Tony
new-
Khan's going to hug him and squeeze him and, do what he's going to do
Wait,
in a
he's on
photo.
AEW now?
He's in Ring of Honor. You didn't see
He's
that
in
the
Ring
other
of
day?
Honor, which is
Ring of
owned
Honor.
by Tony
With
Khan.
the
They announced it
Elias?
2 days ago.
he
yeah, he's
joined
with
Elijah?
the,
Elias.
righteous. The righteous.
Yeah, I saw the little vignette they put out for him.
I'm not surprised at that. I thought he would be picked up immediately, honestly.
He was.
Looks like he fits right in.
I think so too.
He'll wrestle
He
Edge,
had a good
Old
gimmick.
Man
He
Edge,
was
in front of fucking
he's
10
funny.
people, and then that'll be it.
No, Tony Khan will book him as a jobber. He only books
Yeah.
people who look like Adam Cole as top guys. If you're
Adam
jacked
Cole,
up,
guy's like 2 feet tall.
you are not getting pushed by Tony Khan if you're ripped. You're just not. If you're a big guy, look at Hobbs. They should have strapped the title to Hobbs 2 weeks ago and just shock
Look at
everybody.
Wardlow. They was a homegrown guy, and they fucking blew it.
Yeah. And now
Because
where's he?
they had the baby MJF, and that guy doesn't do shit.
Khan just loves his indie darlings, and he can't help himself. Like, it's just the way it is.
Good for him. Because he's running an indie promotion. He just happens to have
Pretty
TV.
much.
Tony Khan was clearly bullied as a kid. Every big guy he does not push whatsoever. They're all jobbers. They all job to Darby.
But you
Allin.
know what's funny? He will pay them. Oh, I'll pay you not to use you.
If that's
That's
part
the-
of probably my issue, my biggest issue with AEW is that the people that win are never the people that I think should be winning for the good of AEW. It's always sort of like why this person, and or why didn't you do this earlier, or I don't know. I hate to be the downer on AEW because they are doing some good stuff, but like
Oh yeah,
right
name
now,
it.
there's yeah, I do. I think
You
there's
can
some
name
stuff
3
that they
things.
do.
Jesus will name 15 things, and you're both wrong.
I could have named one thing. I couldn't name one.
I only know one thing that I do see that the AEW is doing right, but I don't watch every week though, so I don't know. But from what I see online, that I see one thing that I enjoy.
Is it
But-
Tony Storm?
Yes.
Yeah, Tony Storm is the outlier in AEW that like they've actually taken someone from WWE and made them much better
Yeah,
and allowed them
yes.
to be
No,
interesting and fleshed out characters.
Tony Storm is great. Mariah May, I would pay to have her run me over with a car. And that's
Mariah May's just a bootleg Tiffany Stratton. She's the WCW version of Tiffany Stratton. Everyone knows it.
No.
No, but that doesn't mean it's a bad.
You
thing.
always
That's
have
the
a
thing.
WWF version and a WCW version.
Nina was
But that
pretty
doesn't mean
over
it's a
too.
bad thing though. I think Mariah May is really good. I think she is.
Nina Shirakawa was pretty over too before she got injured in New Japan. She was like very like
She was
they were
getting
at
there.
least
Yeah, no.
showing her on TV all the time, and like now they're doing.
Yeah, no, she was gonna get signed.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, I just said I thought she was gonna get signed at some point.
That's the other thing AEW does is they
But
put
there are-
people on TV that are obviously good enough to be in AEW and then don't sign them.
Yeah,
And then someone else picks them up. Stephanie Vecker, like Julia. Julia was never.
That's
gonna
not
go
what
there.
happened. Do you know what happened with those two?
Stephanie Vecker was on their show. Was fighting.
And do you know the story
with a
behind what
strong
happened? They were going to sign with AEW, but because of the Lucha Bros situation, Conan told those two, he was like, go to WWE now. And they weren't signed to AEW, and they just split on Tony. They went right to NXT.
I mean, I don't blame Conan and I don't blame them because they're positioned, like especially Stephanie, is positioned to probably be one of the, top wrestlers in WWE in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's
Yeah, right
Stephanie
She's really
does
good.
Stephanie does everything that Mercedes does in the ring, like 100 times better.
She kind of looks like a
And-
Doberman Pinscher, though, with that nose, huh?
I don't know. I don't think so at all. That's not my opinion on that.
But also Perry. Actually, I'll get Jay. I have to get Jace's opinion too about these releases. Where do you think they're gonna go?
Jay-Z.
It's my opinion is more to piggyback on what everybody said. I mean, I for sure think Ricky Starks is going to go to WWE. I mean, for one, like everybody said, he's a Cody guy. Like I don't see him going anywhere else. I can't even imagine him going anywhere else. Aleister Black. Wait, to go back to Ricky, I think they're gonna give Ricky the Ethan Page treatment, where he goes to NXT, he goes on a really good hot streak, and then he just belts him within their next PLE or pay-per-view, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be for Ricky Starks. He's going to get the Ethan Page treatment.
Okay.
Now to go to Aleister Black, I think he goes straight to the main roster. I don't even think he goes to NXT because it's more of a been there, done that type thing with him. And he's main roster bound. So whether he debuts at the Chamber or Mania, I mean the night after Mania, I should say. That's my prediction of where he's gonna go. Miro, for me, it's up in the air. Like I have no idea where he's gonna go. I'm kind of with everybody else here on him probably just gonna pursue a career in acting because I know he's not gonna go back to AEW, so I don't see him going to WWE just because like I don't know like, where he's gonna end up at.
Another point to bring up too about Miro, I think he's the oldest of the bunch. I think he's about to turn 40 or he's like on the edge of 40. Miro. So he's like the oldest of the bunch, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how old Aleister Black is, but
I think he's 37.
Mid-30s, yeah.
37, 38.
Oh no, he's also 39. He's the same age.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
he's
my age.
Okay.
Jesus, man. He does not look 39.
No, not at all.
And Ricky Starks, I'll just look him up real quick.
I think
What's up,
Starks
chat
is,
room? How you guys doing? Go ahead. You guys can
Ricky
talk.
Starks is 34.
34. Okay.
Miro should go to TNA.
That's probably
He
the
probably
best bet
will.
for him. That's probably the best bet for him.
He could fight
I mean-
Ziggler over there.
Yeah, there's work to be had there, and he could probably be a top guy going against people.
Yeah.
In TNA, yeah.
But what happens when WWE takes TNA? Then he's in WWE, right?
They're already partners.
Yeah,
They're
how should
gonna
they buy
use it.
it?
They're gonna use it as another friggin' as another farm system. They're gonna treat it like baseball. How there's like single A, double A, triple A.
Triple
That's
A,
gonna be
yeah.
that's gonna be like their double A.
They already are. They're already taking all their stars. They're doing what they did with ECW in '99. They're just like partnering with them and then taking all their guys.
Yeah.
It's basically like what AEW does with New Japan. With all their stars.
Yeah,
AEW took-
Hobiachi and Hukakaki and Hachimuchi, whoever the fuck these guys, Smoochie Woochie. Who the fuck are these guys?
Racist.
They do send a lot of NXT people now there, like to TNA to like have big matches or to show up
Yeah,
and
like
be
Cora
like.
Jade.
Tamagotchi?
Recently.
Big matches.
Hey, for TNA, it's a big match.
Yeah, for them.
It's TNA.
You know what would be the
Like,
biggest
who's that?
match? If Joe Hendry defended the TNA title at WrestleMania against John Cena.
He'll be signing in WWE soon. Don't worry. Once his contract up, he'll be gone.
Oh, yeah, he's the
That's
next
cool.
one in line.
Yeah.
There was a rumor that they were considering Jay Uso to pick Joe Hendry for the WrestleMania match.
Well, he picked Gunther today. And
Okay.
Gunther, by the way,
I haven't seen Raw.
we got to talk
Great
about
segment.
Gunther because he
Great
threw a
segment.
jacket right at a child and hit
I
this
saw
kid
that.
right in the face.
I saw that.
So what the hell happened there? He's going to get sued now.
Hey, at least
That
not.
kid caught the jacket and ran.
They're gonna hook that kid up for
Yeah.
life.
Well, if you watch that video, that kid got flung right in the eyeball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all
not-
Pat McAfee's fault because the guy freaking ducked and let a kid get hurt.
He does.
Hey Perry, it's not as bad as when me and you were there for that MSG show where Vince threw that cane and it hit somebody.
It hit that lady.
Right in the eye.
That's crazy.
I wasn't at that show, but
That is
I
crazy.
remember that.
No, I was at the show. I was sitting in the row where it happened. Just like I was sitting in. I was sitting third row from ringside,
Mm.
and it happened like maybe 5.
Well, what's
rows
better,
behind.
getting hit in the face with a can or getting shit on the head? I don't fucking know. By this guy Vince.
It's so gross.
Yeah. But Jesus, have you said where you think these guys are gonna go?
I am not. I'm like, I'll go right now. So, yeah, Ricky Starks. We all know he's been waiting to go to WWE for quite some time. Aleister Black as well. If he even becomes Aleister Black again, or cause sometimes they go back and they keep their names. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, Miro is up in the air after learning that he was into acting. I kind of forgot about that, but I would keep expectations low because sometimes they'll be the flavor of the month for a little bit, and then they go right back to like jerking the curve once again or farting
Yeah.
around catering.
Yeah.
But I think Starks can definitely like do. He could be NXT champion like rather quickly. I think he and Trick Williams could have a good program together.
RWK with a $1.99 super chat. Glad to see Cheap Pop back again. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. We're glad to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Shout out to Hockey Fan. He's been with us for 19 years. How you doing?
What's up, hockey fan?
What's up, hockey fan?
Boom, boom, kaboom. Noof Nukem is in the chat room. How you doing, Noof Nukem?
What's going on?
All right.
The thing
Um,
about Starks though is that, like, to me, he's never been like a main sort of star guy. Like, I never saw Ethan Page as a big star, but I see him as more of a star than Starks is. So the idea that Starks is going to come to NXT and just be the guy, it's possible, but like, I don't really see it being like a absolute.
Yeah.
No, he's not going to be the
Oh,
guy.
nope.
He's just going to be the guy in
I see
NXT,
what
and
you
then
did
he'll
there.
be, drafted to Raw or SmackDown
Yeah,
within the
more
year,
legit.
and then that'll be that. But
Right.
To me,
Yeah.
Ethan reminds me of Bobby Roode.
Real.
Yeah, there's similarities. I can see that.
Yeah.
He a great promo, plays a great heel.
so he
Can
should
go
be
in-
a producer in a couple of years, right?
Here
Well,
he is.
Bobby Roode's a producer now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's
know,
what he
but I
was
mean, he
saying.
went to WWE for like 2 years and became a producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
He was old when he got there.
You know,
Yeah.
his neck
And he didn't get in like real bad neck injury too. Like,
with a neck injury.
Yeah.
He said he
yeah,
About his neck.
was awful again.
better to just become a producer and just not fuck with that
Now-
shit, bro. Neck injury,
na-
fuck that.
Now he's the glorious producer.
I
Because
mean,
he said
he
that
does
Can't
a
even
good
keep
job
his music.
producing. They have a good lineup of producers there, man.
Yeah, they have a good
really
team.
do. They really do.
Him, Shane
PD.
Helms,
Petey Williams,
Jamie
Uh,
Noble, Abyss.
yeah. So they got a good lineup of producers there.
Oh
They
yeah,
know their
Joseph
shit.
Park. Yeah.
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 Where's Jade Cargill? Says Noof Nukem. Yeah, where is she?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what's up
I
with
heard
that.
she went to the. I
She
heard
got
she went
attacked.
back to the PC, and has been working at the PC to like because they're not completely happy with her in ring. So
Yeah.
this was like a whole nother time for her to get
Well,
more work in before she's put into a big program.
Well, I know they said they were not going to be scared to take their time with her originally, just because she's still like newish to the business. Like, she's young enough where they could like,
She's not that young.
but
Work in progress.
I
They
mean,
can develop her more.
Well,
I'm not-
breaking news. Sean doesn't like MILFs. So, MILF Man, what do you have to say about that?
wait, what?
I never said
He
such a
hates
thing.
he hates the elderly.
Oh god.
So, by Sean's logic, everyone in NXT should main event WrestleMania by next year because everyone else is too old.
I never said that.
Well, I hope
just don't
Randy
think
Orton
that,
wins
like,
the
these
title.
old
I hope
guys
Randy
should-
Orton wins all 3 titles this year.
I mean, Jade Cargill's 32. She's not like old. You made me think she was like fucking.
If anybody's
Meryl's
over
age.
25
I
to
thought she
Sean,
was
they're
older
old.
than that. I thought she was older than that.
They usually don't
Yeah.
push you a certain age to the females.
Hell, I'm 2 months older than her.
I thought she was.
You're too old, Nick.
Like, I'm 2 months older than her. God
Can't
damn,
be
you
on the
called
show,
me
you're too
ancient,
old.
bro. Holy shit.
Are you a pro wrestler?
No.
That's the point, man. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but you do realize, Sean, that you're falling for this Triple H logic from 2013 when Triple H was trying to get the locker room to say that these guys were, quote, part-timers and they were old-timers.
Old timers.
It was all shit because Rock came back and he was jealous of him.
Yep.
And guess what? Everyone got over that but you.
That's not true. It's just
Even
there's
Triple
certain
H got
people
over
that
it.
They bring like when they brought back Goldberg to beat Kevin Owens for the title, the dumbest freaking thing I've ever seen.
Well,
There's always
Goldberg
stuff
can
like
draw a
that.
fucking crowd and Kevin Owens can draw French fries at fucking McDonald's drive-thru. That's the difference there.
Kevin
Dude,
Owens-
Kevin Owens did a promo last week. He looked like he was fucking pregnant. He's
Here's-
standing there with the microphone, and his fucking belly
No,
is
but
flopping out.
I
and-
agree with the.
And I'm like, bro, this guy looks like a fat fucking slob. He looks like a fan from the front row jumped in the ring and grabbed the microphone and starts cursing out Cody Rhodes.
He goes crazy about Kevin Owens.
But Perry, here's the
'Cause he
thing,
looks
though,
like a
Kevin
piece
Owens
of
is
shit.
I would disagree with you on Kevin Owens, Perry. You know how I feel about Kevin Owens.
Yes, the guy can
I would
wrestle, but he
disagree.
looks like fucking dog shit.
Yeah, but there's a
Oh my
reason why
God.
he's still in the company, and there's a reason why they.
Yeah, because they don't want him going with his boyfriends over in AEW to dance around and fucking kick Tony in the ass.
Go out there with
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's there
The
for-
They don't
biggest-
want him to squeeze
for 5
Tony's
more
ass for
years.
that photo. That's why.
What? No, because they trusted him out there with.
You don't
he had a
understand,
great
man.
match
They
with
gave
Steve.
this guy McDonald's for free for another 5 years if he re-signed. And he re-signed.
He did.
He
And look,
resigned.
I think hey, the
He's
McDonald's
a
is
fat
working,
fucking
in
slob,
my
that
opinion.
guy. We all know it.
No, I mean, no.
He looks like an unemployed construction
I've
worker.
I've seen way fatter
Shit.
people and way worse people in WWE than Kevin Owens.
Absolutely.
No, Kevin Owens
Sorry,
can.
I mean,
Kevin
Kevin
Who
Owens
looks
can
worse
get-
than Kevin Owens in WWE?
What?
I'll take Kevin Owens in front of Ricky Starks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
wait a minute. Wait.
Easy.
Whoa.
Easy. No.
Okay.
No.
So
That's
two
easy.
guys
That's
roll up.
easy, buddy.
Two guys roll up in a strip joint. Him and him. Okay. Owens and Starks roll up in a strip joint. Who's going home with the women?
Starks.
Starks is
Who
fucking
gives
going
a-
home with the
that
women.
doesn't mean
That's the
shit. I'm
fucking
talking about
point.
wrestling ability. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
I know.
wrestling.
This
ability.
guy
I'm not trying
walks to the
suck
strip
Kevin
club.
Owens.
This fat slob looks like he's pregnant. He's not going
Yeah,
home
I'm
with
not
any
trying to- You
woman.
think I'm trying to suck Kevin Owens' dick, and he might go home with the women. He might have a fucking boulder on him. I don't know. He might have the cannon. Some fat dudes are hung like that. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm
Looks
not
like
trying
a
to suck the
fucking
cum out of Kevin
porcupine on
Owens' dick.
fucking crack,
I'm talking
dude.
about wrestling here. I'm talking about wrestling, not a strip joint. I don't know what the fuck.
And
you're
Sami
talking
Zayn
about,
looks
where
like
you
a
went there.
fucking
Maybe
Muppet
you
from
wanna fuck
Sesame
Kevin
Street.
Owens. Maybe you're self-projecting and you want to fuck Kevin Owens.
Yeah, I
That
want to.
might
The
be-
guy that I think is
that might be-
fucking
you
horrible
want to
looking.
picture
Very
being on
teasing
top
like
of that. You know
usual.
what I'm saying? Just being on top of that big fat fucking Kevin Owens. That might be. I don't know, bro. But the thing is, like, I'm just talking about from a wrestling standpoint.
Yes, he can work. I didn't say he couldn't work, but he looks like a
Yeah.
fucking fat slob.
Too.
Okay, but looks that you sound like Vince McMahon. Looks that have to have like literally like a minuscule part of it. I know it
Bro,
has
I
something to
watch
do with
fucking
it, but
WWE and there's fucking 3-foot tall wrestlers winning the world title. Look at AEW. It's a bunch of fucking midgets over there. Edge is calling these guys midgets too. He called Ricky Starks a fucking vanilla midget right in the ring.
I understand Perry's
And that clip is
sentiment
all over the
because
fucking
as-
place. Look at Adam Cole.
He-
The guy comes to the ring. He fucking looks like a little fucking kid. His fucking girlfriend was thicker than him.
All right, so let me ask you
His
this.
girlfriend
Do
could
you
beat the
think-
shit out of him. That's probably what happened. She probably beat the fuck out of him at home. And he's like, oh shit, I'm moving back home.
All right, so who do you hate worse, Perry? Adam Cole or Kevin Owens? Which look do you hate worse?
Yeah, they're either too small or too fat. You got to pick one.
yeah.
the choice
Adam
from the
Cole and Ring of
bodyguard.
Honor, okay, with the short hair, I'll take him over Kevin Owens any day.
So old school.
Old school
Adam
Adam Cole. Not this fucking long-haired fucking I look like a little girl bullshit, okay?
What do we have? Time machines here?
This
You can't
guy
go
acts
back
like
in
he's
time.
fucking hot shit. I'm like, bro, you're fucking 3 feet tall.
Pick a current one
Pick a current what?
of the two, not someone back in time. We're not talking about back in time.
Yeah, I would have to go with Adam Cole, even though he looks like he's a cancer patient right now.
Okay. That's that's
He looks like
That-
fucking
that's not
ET's
the-
brother.
that's neither here nor there. But I don't know how we got off on a Kevin Owens tangent. But like, we brought up Kevin Owens.
Sami
once,
Zayn
just
does
went
look
down
like a Muppet, Noof. That's right. That's correct.
It's always
Dude,
gonna
that
be
guy
Kevin
looks
Owens
like
slander, whatever
Snuffleupagus,
Perry's
okay?
on here.
Shave your orange fucking beard off, okay? What's with this guy in the orange beard?
Okay, I'm not gonna get into
Orange.
why he has the beard, but that's neither here nor there.
What? He
But-
must like Rob Zombie, right? All these guys like Rob Zombie.
No, it's just it's
Yeah.
it's not a he wants to grow out his beard, he can fucking grow out his beard. It has nothing to do with
He
it.
looks
It's
like a
fucking
Muppet.
beard. It's a beard. Okay. there's fucking there's 20 people that look like
Hey.
fucking Muppets in wrestling in multiple different companies. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, they're
I
all
care about
Muppets. Yeah,
one
but
Sami
he's
Zayn
got
is
like
good
an
at his job.
orange beard. Like he spray paints his beard orange. He
Sami
purposely
Zayn
wants
is
to look
good
like a
at his-
Muppet.
Sami Zayn is good at his job. That's all I give a fuck about. How good is he at his job?
He got left over some Sheamus and jockstrap. Oh shit. I miss the old wrestling when the wrestlers had great gimmicks and they were very different. That's true. Hey man, Goldberg
like
came
the
back
early
a lot
90s.
older and fans came back to watch just like my dad did, says Hockey Fan. That's true. All right, go ahead.
Well, what do we want to get into now? Because WWE released some people too. They released people.
Not today.
Like this week. No, but this week they did. or
They
2 weeks ago
released some guy who Jesus thinks is going to make AEW all better because he's going to join the Hurt Business naked.
Cedric Alexander.
To Alexander.
Isn't that the guy that beat up his girlfriend a couple years ago?
No,
Was that him? No, that was
What
the
was it, Rich Swan?
Rich Swan.
Okay,
Rich
Yeah.
okay, Rich Swan. He won like the NXT title, and he was like looking up to
It
the
was
sky
recent,
and
too.
like going like this. And I remember when he got arrested, someone put a jail cell around him doing that.
Yeah. No, yeah. That was Rich Swan.
That was Cat though, because he got acquitted and he's in TNA right now, but you know, Rich Swan.
He didn't get acquitted. He served community service for it.
Oh, I mean,
He admitted that he did it.
Who, Swan?
Yeah.
I'm pretty. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty.
And he
sure
did community
I-
service, and he did all that stuff. He did what was it? Not anger management. He did maybe it was anger management. He did
Yeah,
all that
probably anger
stuff, and he's fine. I
domestic
think.
violence. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, but yeah,
Yeah,
they
I'll
WWE
read the
released,
Wikipedia later.
WWE released Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, AOP, Authors of Pain, Paul Ellering, and also my girls, Sonya Deville.
They forgot to release Karrion Cross.
Yeah, well, apparently AOP came to the WWE with a bit of heat throughout the industry, not just in WWE, but throughout the industry due to some of their.
Why the fuck
outside
were they there for
projects.
2 years then if they had heat?
One of which saw a few people in wrestling put money in and were upset that they didn't get back. So apparently they had outside projects that wrestlers invested in and they didn't get any money back from those investments. So I don't
What
know
investments? They were two fat slobs.
one person WWE said
What, they
that
try to
could be
open a Wendy's?
that could be a reason they were put with Karrion Cross, who was generally well liked. AOP had been adamant that Paul Ellering joined the company with them when they were re-signed. They were actually under contract for a number of months before even appearing. Many in the company saw it as a rough omen when they were hardly on TV with Cross. There were no creative plans for AOP or Ellering following the Wyatts. So, Sonya Deville was just told your contract's expiring and you will not be renewed.
It's cool, Dreadful.
Which is crazy because literally a day before she got fucking let go, she was doing like media for WWE on different like news channels, like 2 or 3 different she did a podcast, she did like 2 different news interviews, and then next day she was released. So crazy they would set her to do shit like that. Cedric Alexander will be a free agent, but he does have a 90-day no compete clause. But he will be a free agent. And Blair Davenport was released because they had no creative plans for her since her call up until the last few weeks. She's expected to have interest from multiple companies.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Her without makeup, she looks like a fucking butt.
She's going to Japan. She's already got top gaijin in her bio.
Top gaijin, yeah. Yeah, she'll be back. She could be back at Stardom.
She won't be back in AEW though. Don't worry.
Also, I forgot these two. Or this one. Giovanni Vinci got released. He had been used.
Leonardo
forever.
da Vinci.
And also, yeah, and then also, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows were also let go again.
Paul Heyman strikes again, man.
Yeah, it's all his fault.
Bro, how fucking stupid is AJ Styles to believe that Paul Heyman got these guys fired?
And I love AJ, but he was an idiot for that one.
He's a
I
fucking
remember that,
moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took an L on that.
Our ring's got
Yep.
6 sides. Remember that stupid interview he did? What differentiates TNA from WWE? Our ring's got 6 sides. That's the only difference?
They got 6 sides.
He's got 6 sides of his fucking brain. This guy, what the hell is he thinking? And can I ask, what is going on with AEW? Jeff Jarrett's going for the world title. What the fuck is happening?
Oh yeah.
This is WCW all over
I guess
again.
they want to throw him a bone. I don't know.
You know what
They're
that means?
bursting
Every
with
time Jeff Jarrett goes for the world title, that means the company is on its way out.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know
what I'm
what's going
talking
on with
about,
that.
Perry. When you say
know either.
that, like, I don't like old people showing up or having these legend wrestlers come back. Like, I don't care if they come back for a one-off, but when they come back and they're in these like long-running feuds with like young stars, it's like, what do we need this?
Yeah, but
for?
you have to understand the difference here. Jeff Jarrett was never liked, even when he was in his prime. Nobody wanted this guy on TV ever.
Jeff Jarrett fan.
If he
People act
wasn't
like they
friends with
like
Jerry
him.
Lawler and his father wasn't a promoter, nobody would watch this guy.
I actually thought Jeff Jarrett was talented. I
He
actually
was
liked him.
talented,
But
he
he's a
just didn't-
mid-Carter guy, but he doesn't belong
he
in the
was
main
talented,
event.
but he rubbed a lot of people the wrong way throughout his career. Like in
Yeah.
terms of like his attitude and like backstage stuff, he was a talented guy, but he was just if it
Oh,
wasn't
you
like
guys
Perry said, if it
typing
wasn't
that
for his
chat.
connections, he would have been cut a long time ago. You know?
Because I don't think he
From-
gets enough credit for putting over guys like Styles and Joe in main events in TNA when nobody knew
Yeah,
who the
but
hell
guess
they were.
what, man? He didn't put over the
Those
guy he needed to, Monty Brown. That was the only guy he didn't put over. That the fans
Yeah,
were behind,
I remember that. And he was over.
and he was over, and he wouldn't put him over for a lot of crazy reasons, some Hulk Hogan reasons, I guess, in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see, when Hogan
Um,
came out, got booed. When Jeff Jarrett comes out, they should boo him. Fuck you! You fucked over Monty Brown. Fuck you! Ooh, and they throw shit at him.
The crowds are indifferent to that shit now. They like don't even. They barely react to it.
The crowds.
You could boo
You tell that to Hulk Hogan. That motherfucker felt it when he walked out.
him.
There's a multitude of reasons why that happened.
Oh yeah.
And every single one of them, and I will say on record, every single one of them deserved.
There. Let me tell you something. You know what was funny? I heard that when he went backstage, he looked at Jimmy Hart and said, "Man, you really got some heat with those fans, bro."
That's fucking.
No, no. Apparently, Hogan said something about he was booed because of the NWO.
Yeah, I
he's
saw
done
that. He's fucking dumb.
Show.
I
Yeah,
heard
he's
he
dumb
said
for
he
that.
was booed because of his politics, and then they were like, "Why didn't they boo the Undertaker?"
Exactly. It was
All
a
these
multitude of
excuses.
reasons.
For the Hulk.
Yeah.
The politics stuff.
Yeah,
is
he's
just
just lying
icing
his
on
ass
the-
off again.
Yeah, he likes to lie
politics
about
stuff is the
NWO.
Icing. It's the easy thing for him to go to, and it's the icing on the shit cake. There is a literally.
I think it was
a
more he
multitude-
couldn't rip his shirt off that time.
This goes beyond the politics.
This
Plus,
man.
it's like I don't
this-
want to buy your shitty beer. Like, who the hell would think?
Also-
that
Yeah,
you
but
were the
WWE
person
owns
to
that
buy
beer.
it?
You didn't know that?
But do you know who he helped
Yeah, I
start?
heard
Do
it's
you know who he
nasty.
helps? Do you know who he helped start the company with though? Right before this whole WWE partnership, who got the company off the ground? The main two people was him, and guess who?
Logan Paul.
No, his son, who has an open DUI case, who has multiple.
Oh, I
DUIs.
just saw the
multiple.
arrest video last. What was it? Over the summertime?
Bro, he literally, this kid has been going on. He's been in multiple DUI situations. You think that's a smart way to fucking, you know what tone deaf it is to start a beer company with your fucking alcoholic son who almost killed his best friend? Like, it's crazy. Like, that's so tone deaf.
Well,
That's
he's
not
still
even-
lying about the NWO. So here we go.
Well, yeah,
But he's
I mean,
family.
Yeah.
yeah.
I read that Brooke has like completely like distanced herself.
She
from
had 2
everything.
kids recently, so he's a grandfather, but I don't know if he's seen his grandkids.
Yeah, no, it would not shock me if there's like
Old man Hogan.
it's
Oh,
just it's shocking to me that there was like people that like I don't know were shocked by that. I was shocked it was that loud, and especially since like WWE crowds they don't like boo the people like as of right now they don't boo the people they're not supposed to boo anymore, if that makes sense. Like I feel like
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah,
more of
they-
the fans right now are casual than more
Yeah.
recent years, where
Yeah.
like whoever's the face they're gonna cheer the face, where whoever's
Well, I think the
heel,
thing
they're
with
gonna boo
Hogan
the
is
heel.
just people are just tired of him. They're tired of
Yeah,
all the
he's-
bullshit. And they're
no
just done.
see him anymore,
Yeah,
man.
They're like, bro,
It's
we
same old
don't
shit.
need to see it
Plus-
anymore. It's over, man.
Didn't his appearance feel like product placement? It just
Oh
like
yeah, 100%.
It always
so,
is
so nobody
for him.
cared. Nobody was like, "Oh, he's back to be like a wrestler or to put
No.
anybody over." No, he's there to just sell some terrible
Yeah.
beer.
He's
Yeah.
a beer on the ring mat, from what I remember. His
Yes.
logo's right there on the
He has
mat.
a multi-year deal with WWE, like for that spot on the ring mat.
Well, you know
So
what they're
it's
gonna
got-
have to do? They have to call Steve Austin and say, you know what? You got to promote a real
Yeah, they-
American beer now.
Yeah, get that broken skull on there. Let's go.
That's another crazy
Local
part.
APA.
You don't go.
The
Austin
APA.
has an established for a decade. It's had an
Damn,
established
this beer
brand,
sucks.
Yeah.
which is sold worldwide.
It's good
And-
too.
Yeah, it's good. I've had it before. And you're not
And
gonna
so it was
fucking
cheaper.
go reach out to your biggest star of all time, like, hey, would you want to? You go to Hulk Hogan first,
Hogan's
Come
beer
on,
is cheaper. Hogan's
Yeah.
beer is
and
cheaper.
the person is his whole gimmick was beer.
Yeah,
I don't know
really-
if you-
Yeah.
if you
They were
noticed,
supposed to
Drink that
launch
shit all night.
Steve Weiser's in '99. They just never did it.
Yeah,
since he got since he got
missed
booed,
opportunity.
Since he got booed, he hasn't like been like they've only used him in like here's a picture of him or here's a video clip of him talking about like something coming up and then promoting
you
the
won't-
beer.
you
Yeah, they're
won't
not going
see
to
him-
Yeah, they should have had
You
him
won't-
come out as Hollywood Hogan if they were gonna do that shit.
And
Yeah.
if you do see him in anything, it's gonna be something pre-taped. You will not see him in front of a live crowd. Like,
No, not
yeah,
anymore.
you'll see him in like a pre-taped segment for like 10 seconds. That's it.
Jimmy Hart in the back for help.
Yeah, backstage or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I would have died laughing. Jimmy Hart grabbed the mic and said, "You know what? Everyone go fuck yourselves."
Crazy thing is that WWE never accepted the booth. Think about it. They had Charlotte Flair as a baby.
Yeah,
Delusional.
yeah.
Jimmy Hart.
Well, the thing with Charlotte, it's like the Cena effect. People are just tired of seeing this woman in the main
Yeah.
event,
Yeah.
and people are like, "Do you think it's because she divorced Andrade?" It's like, no, they don't care about
No.
Andrade.
It's
Oh.
They're just tired of seeing her in the main event.
Do you
Yeah.
think it'll make them happy when Tiffany just beats her?
Nah, she's going over Tiffany. There ain't no way she putting over Tiffany Stratton. Come on.
Yeah, I think she's gonna beat Tiffany
and
Stratton,
that's
man.
the other,
That's
and that's
status
the
quo.
other,
I don't think
that's
Triple
the
H
other
took her to
reason.
lose.
But that's the other reason too people booed is that at least like they've been mixing it up a little bit when here and there when it comes to like some of the storylines leading up to WrestleMania and like since Triple H has taken over booking and the Charlotte booking like her winning it seems like a Vince predictable move. Like it seemed like one
Yeah.
of those moves that like you just knew it was gonna happen.
Because when Charlotte
was
won, we were
really
like,
good.
"Oh, is Cena gonna win?" And then Cena was in the last thing. We're like, "Holy shit, they're doing Charlotte and Cena."
Can I talk
Yeah.
about the Royal Rumble real quick?
Yeah, go
It's-
ahead.
I know we're kind of bouncing
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Why are so many WWE and these is WWE fans I see a lot bitching online about fucking Jay or Jimmy who won the fucking
Jay.
Jay. Sorry, Jay Uso winning the fucking Rumble.
Because he's
I fucking
Rikishi's
love
son.
that.
That's why.
I'll tell
I
you why.
fucking love that. I was not expecting it, and that's why I fucking love it. They're like, oh, he can't work, he can't this, he can't that, he can't.
Who the hell said he couldn't work?
What?
Plenty
I
of
think
work.
but people on Twitter say that.
Can't
People are idiots.
Yeah, well,
WWE
people on
about it.
Twitter are fucking dumb to begin with.
Yeah, they are. They're stupid,
Guys,
and that whole
all the
platform is
fans
fucking
like this
cesspool now.
More
They barely
fluff
are.
than work. That's why.
The thing is that I'm fine with him winning the Rumble. I thought it was a good it would have been too predictable if Cena won. And I was like, oh, they're gonna give him this big run for the thing, this and that, whatever. And I
Yeah.
like how they played it, how Cena was shocked that he got eliminated. And I think for
Jey
Cena,
Uso got over on him. Yeah.
yeah, and I think for the story of his final thing, I like that they're making Cena like chase, like it's gonna be like he's got to like really go for it. Like that's part of the story they're trying
Yeah.
to tell with him.
That's
He's
the
not gonna have everything given to him. He's not
You
super
gotta really
Cena
earn it.
anymore. He's not
Well,
super
Yeah,
Cena
Cena should
anymore.
chase it. Yeah.
Yeah,
He couldn't
and it
win
makes
the
Chase
sense.
throughout the
Rumble
year.
because if
Yeah.
he won the Rumble, then why would he be in the Elimination Chamber?
There's
Exactly.
no story.
You
No
have
Yeah,
to
he
have
was
a
on the
story
poster for
that can
Elimination
make-
Chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
exactly.
is.
But again, like if Vince was still there, Cena would have won the Rumble, 100%. I think.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
even if he was on the poster for Chamber. But,
I have a lot of thoughts on Jay winning.
But here's the
how
thing.
do you feel about Jay winning?
I don't like it, but I understand it. I'm
Okay.
not. It's not. I'm not
Yeah.
the fan base that matters for this situation. The kids love Jey Uso and they love Yeet, and he got over with the Yeet thing. So I completely understand the point of capitalizing on that. And you have a big bad villain in Gunther that can completely be the guy that is the the mountaintop that Jey Uso has to climb, because he's main event Jey Uso. They've hyped him up so much. He's finally there. I never thought he was main event Jey Uso. He really only became that, I think, when he started saying Yeet and got really over with the fans that way.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't like him as a worker. He's an okay promo guy. He's not really my thing, but I understand him winning. And like I said, Cena winning didn't make sense because you want Cena in Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
having him lose, be the last person to be out, that makes it a good story. So in the end, I think that was all a very good story. And that's why Jey Uso being the winner makes sense to me.
Yeah, but how
And
great is it going to be when Gunther beats him? And then Gunther goes, "Who else is back there?" And Goldberg comes out and beats Gunther for the belt.
I will turn it off. I will turn WrestleMania right off.
The
The crowd.
You know, the
Even
plan is for
that
Gunther
happens.
to retire Goldberg, and there's so many things wrong with that.
Oh yeah.
There's just-
They did hint at Goldberg versus Gunther, remember? And
They
then
did.
nothing came out.
Well,
They
yeah, because
did.
he ran in the ring in like what was it, November, and cursed him out.
Well, yeah,
I
because
think-
he was at the show, wasn't he, or something?
Yeah,
Like,
Goldberg
yeah,
said, "Fuck
yeah, he
you,
was
you're
there.
dead," and he pointed at him.
But Jay winning made a lot of sense because it's like at some point you need to make that Raw title look important. You can't keep having the Royal Rumble winner every year
It showed.
choose that
Choose-
SmackDown.
It showed.
the
It showed the
WWE
fan base
title.
that this is a new WWE, and that's a good thing.
I understand that.
Well,
That makes sense.
And plus,
Well,
there's
that-
no Roman in the Rumble. I mean, there's no Roman in the chamber. So what are you gonna do? Have
Yeah.
a chamber with no Roman and no
Yeah.
Cena?
Yeah, no. From a marketing standpoint, it makes sense 100% from a business
Yeah.
standpoint. But also, like, I think you brought up a good point. Like, there's been so many times with when Vince was in charge that somebody was over with the crowd, was selling merch, was good with the was you know, turning themselves
And
like
they-
getting themselves over, and Vince just
And they
wouldn't
did
pull the
nothing.
trigger. They did
Rusev
nothing with
did.
them. And it
Perfect
was
example.
refreshing to see somebody who got themselves over, who's been busting their ass to get over, actually get rewarded for that. And it's cool that he had that moment. And how do you feel, Perry, about him winning the Rumble? How do you feel?
It was shocking because I thought it was gonna be Cena or CM Punk,
Yeah,
Me too.
and then if it was Punk, you're thinking Punk because Cena's on the poster of Elimination Chamber,
yes, yeah,
and I was always thinking that okay, either McIntyre or Rollins are gonna throw Cena out, get the heat, and then Punk is gonna throw that guy out. This way, he
Yeah.
doesn't get booed like he was in fucking AEW. The guy could
Yeah.
fucking save people from I don't know, from any disaster, and AEW fans would still boo him.
yeah.
So
But,
I was afraid that was going to happen here, but I guess not. WWE fans actually have a fucking brain.
But I don't like that Logan Paul threw out Punk. That was one thing I did not like.
Yeah,
But
fuck Logan Paul.
I get it was like a
No.
unexpected throw out, but I didn't like that it was him that did it. But I do like that little sequence outside with Paul, Roman,
It
and
got
Seth.
that heat though.
Yeah, I thought that
Yeah.
thought that little segment outside that they did was just like holy shit. Like I really am looking forward to seeing the story they tell there. I mean, I love it. So I'm fine with that. And I think Punk and Seth have been fucking cooking. That match I had on Raw was awesome. It was. It
Oh,
really
yeah.
was. Hang
Yeah.
on. My fucking cat is like, no, buddy. You gotta get no. You big no.
Throw these cats out. What's with you guys and these cats?
He was sleeping.
Yeah,
on
you
my
and Anthony
bed.
always have cats running around.
Yeah,
all
bro,
over
I got
the
my
place.
cat, bro. Don't chill. But yeah, no, I thought their match on Raw was great. I think that like not just the WWE stuff, but the AEW stuff he did. I think Punk's like since he returned to wrestling, his run has been like match wise has been fucking great.
Oh,
That
you
man
mean
is
he didn't
still-
punch somebody in the fucking face?
Yeah, yeah. He
So I have a question. for you
Jesus said he
guys.
gave him only
What's up?
6 weeks. What happened?
Do you guys think that
Thanks
the
to what?
CM Punk match, the CM Punk versus Seth versus Roman, main events over Jay versus Gunther?
I wouldn't even do that match. Why the hell are we going to
I
do a
think-
triple threat for? What the hell is the point?
They're definitely going to do that.
I think they're
Honestly,
I think
it
they're
should-
building towards a
it
triple
should.
threat. I don't know. if
Well,
they
what's
do
the
main event
favor
over
from
Gunther.
Heyman? Is he's got to get in the main event somehow with that favor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
what
only
is the
thing that we're
favor?
We still haven't found out what the favor is yet.
Yeah, we still
so-
don't know what it is yet.
I thought
think
originally
what
the
favor
favor
could he
was going to
have?
be
What can
Jey
Heyman
Uso
do?
would have to give up the title shot, but they're not doing that.
Give me one. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
In my
Like honestly, what favor could he get?
He's got the
from
Hershey squirts.
Like Paul Heyman can't really have any sort of say in this because like Roman isn't in the main event and
Yeah.
CM Punk isn't in. The
Well,
main
he's got a
event.
favor. We
So
don't know what
what
it
does
is.
that
We'll
favor
find
do?
out.
is
I
either
don't
one
think
of
it's going to come to fruition at WrestleMania.
favor is, or maybe they are saving that favor for when they do SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium. Because remember, it is a 2-night show.
Yeah, but
They gotta
that
sell-
favor, you have to understand something though. That favor was specifically having to do at WrestleMania. Because that's why they did that whole thing at Survivor Series.
Come back. Sorry.
I just don't know what they're going to do. None of them are in the main event. What favor could he possibly give them?
I don't know.
We'll have
I mean,
to find
they're-
out. It's going to be a twist.
Gonna have to find out.
Cell is the only.
Maybe
Punches
Tony
Roman in
Khan
the
comes
dick.
out and he fights him at the end.
Well, what did Punk do on Raw tonight? What did
Uh,
Punk on Raw tonight?
Well, he didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't throw a
uh,
jacket at a child. I'll tell you that.
He did. He did something with Logan Paul, and then Rey Mysterio came out.
No, now he's
And-
fighting Rey Mysterio. Come on.
Logan wrestled Ray, and that's all I know. That Logan
Oh.
wrestled Ray tonight.
So is he
him
gonna?
and
Is Punk gonna put on that Rey Mysterio mask again, and it's gonna be Punk and Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania? The
I-
619 match.
Logan Paul's gonna have a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
yeah,
While he still hasn't done any time or paid any people back
Done
to
any
ECW
time.
from his crypto shit.
So he's got to go to jail in order to do WrestleMania, according
No.
to Nick.
Just
I know. I'm
every
saying
other
as a
show.
person, as a human being, Logan Paul. Why I admit that Logan. I'm willing to look at both things. I think Logan Paul is pretty talented for the limited knowledge and time he has in wrestling. But also, I think Logan Paul as a human
Yeah.
being is a huge sack of shit. I will say that 100% with all of my.
Well, he
being.
was like that when he was on YouTube. Remember, he found that
Well,
that guy in the
yes.
woods.
Well, yes, he created the Adpocalypse back then. I remember.
He
that.
never
Trust me.
paid us back for that.
Well, and then he.
This guy doesn't
scammed
pay
his
anybody
fucking-
back, huh?
Then he scammed his own viewers with this crypto zoo thing he was making.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me tell you something. This guy, fuck this guy. Because of him, everyone's calling me for Pokemon cards every day. It's like, bro, go get a fucking job, okay? Fuck these Pokemon cards. I don't sell that shit.
Bro.
No Pokemon cards at Lost Level games.
Bro.
Yeah, no, ain't gonna happen.
go fight a Charizard somewhere else.
Make a
Or
sign and put it up.
Blastoise.
It'll be okay.
But yeah, no, but yeah, the stuff they could do with Punk, I'll be interested to see what they do with it. But yeah, I just read what he did. He said that he cut a promo about Elimination Chamber, and then Logan Paul came out and made fun of him being the one to eliminate him. And then Punk said that he said you got to worry about Rey Mysterio, and Rey Mysterio came out. So, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Why wouldn't Punk want to fight Logan Paul?
I mean, he probably just doesn't. They don't want to use him on like a random Raw, I guess.
Yeah, what happened with Cena? This guy lied. He was like, "Oh, I'm working the full schedule when I come back." He hasn't worked shit.
He's
yeah.
still
Now he's in
Am-
Africa.
He's in
He
Hungary
went
right
to he went to film in another country like immediately. Like
Well, why the
Yeah,
hell did he say he was going to work every fucking show? He lied. He wasn't even on the first, second Raw.
Subject to
He was on the
change.
first Raw.
I never expected
I-
him to.
I would think that he's going to be finished up with this shit like very soon that he's doing, and he's going to be back for the rest of it. This is the last obligation he has before, like, WrestleMania,
Well-
essentially. So
Well, he eventually
Yeah,
won't
they
be
got
back.
after WrestleMania, he'll be back on full time.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's a pretty. I mean, all this stuff now is pretty big, like studio stuff, but like it's a pretty big property he's shooting for. So
They're bringing back Armageddon. So is Armageddon or Ruthless Aggression his final show?
I don't know, but they are bringing back Armageddon apparently.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
bringing it back. Is it Cena's Armageddon? All right.
No.
Yeah, listen, the poster for that pay-per-view, if that's his last pay-per-view, they got to rip on the movie Armageddon and have him on the front
That'd
in
be
the
fun.
spacesuit.
That would be
Why,
funny.
why bring back
Cena's an
Armageddon?
astronaut.
Yeah, because he's
Why
not
bring
coming
back
back.
Armageddon when you have Great Balls of Fire right there for you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Bro, let's not talk
Bring
about
that
Vince.
back out the vault.
Let's not talk
Well,
about
Vince was talking about
era.
what he was doing after the pay-per-view. That's what he named it after.
Yeah.
That was a good pay per view. I love that pay per view.
No, but I'm curious though. What does everybody think about Roman not being in the chamber because they don't want him to take a pinfall?
Well, fuck
Makes
him.
sense.
That's
Makes
the reason
sense.
why the injury angle with Seth.
It does kind of make sense. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like I never
Plus protection.
expected Roman to be in the chamber because now his like motivation now it goes beyond the title.
Like Seth Rollins.
That Seth Rollins stuff, it's like
He's never beaten him.
well, also they've been teasing the tension with them ever since
Yeah.
the Shield breakup. It's been one of the good parts of the continuous storytelling
Yeah.
that they've been doing from that breakup is that tension between them.
So
Because Seth,
doesn't it feel like Seth and Roman is a more of a match everyone wants to see than adding Punk to that match, which they seem to be inevitably wanting to do?
Personally, I think they should add McIntyre.
Yeah, Roman Seth one-on-one would
Issues with all three guys.
is more meaning.
McIntyre, everybody's forgetting about McIntyre, but McIntyre has an issue with all three. He said he was going after the Bloodline because they screwed him over. He hates Punk. He just had he was feuding with Seth. A lot of people it's like all of a sudden now he's feuding with Damian Priest.
He's really fucking pissed at LA Knight, Foghorn Leghorn over there.
Oh yeah.
and then they
About
joked
that
about
Rumble
it on. He joked about it on SmackDown, saying he had to get his shit in, which I thought was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah. To answer your question, Sean, I mean, I think people do want to see if Punk wasn't back in WWE, you would definitely be seeing like Seth Roman at this year's WrestleMania, like 1-on-1. But the fact that they've been teasing the whole Punk and Seth Rollins thing, they've been really this was supposed to happen last year and it didn't end up happening because Punk got hurt. So I'm fine with it because the whole Punk helping Roman out and having the favor that we still don't know about with Heyman, it kind of ties him into the story a little bit. So I think that I'm fine with him. Again, as long as they do a good story, like flesh out story, and they build it up, fine. I'm cool with it. To me, I think that it would be a match that delivers. Would I much rather see Punk in a one-on-one match? Yes. Would I much rather see them? Yeah. But if they're gonna do the triple threat, make it a good build up. Just give me a good final product, and I'm all for it. I think those three guys can fucking do it.
If you have the triple threat though, then you can have Seth pin CM Punk after Roman spears CM Punk, and then Roman doesn't take the pin. Seth gets the win, and then you reignite CM Punk for Seth. Because that should have been the Mania match this time, but instead they didn't waste it. They used it on the Netflix thing, which I understand. But that was a Mania match, was Punk for Seth. So now you have Roman involved, and Roman can't take a pin. He's not in an elimination chamber. If he's in a triple threat, someone else is taking the pin. So it's either Seth taking the pin or CM Punk taking the pin.
Yeah.
I also think that's the part of the reason why they're doing it is because one, Rock isn't doing the show. Because if Rock was doing the show, there's no way they're doing this match. There's no way they're doing
the card would be completely different.
Yeah.
Because also too is because put it this way, they could have done Roman versus Jacob Fatu, which is a match everybody wanted to see. But they clearly don't want Roman taking a pinfall. So they're like, all right, how could we get Roman in a big match without him taking the pinfall? A triple threat is the perfect opportunity. Because let's be honest, if he went up against The Rock, he probably would have went over. Or if they let him take a pinfall, it would be only against The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that's the main reason why they added him to the triple threat.
And I could honestly see them saving
it's a pivot.
his pinfall for Seth in the future.
And plus, I think they're going to save, like, they could save a one-on-one match between any two of those three for SummerSlam, because you need a SummerSlam main event for night one.
Absolutely.
You're going to need one for night one.
Yeah.
Because that's their second biggest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah.
So they could be saving the Roman versus Punk match for SummerSlam, or you could be saving the Seth versus Roman for SummerSlam too as well.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it's 2 nights this year.
Well, listen. What if they announce they're doing a Money in the Bank at WrestleMania?
No, they're doing that. They'll probably do that as a 2-night pay-per-view soon too. Watch, that'll be 2 nights.
Well, what if they do that and the favor is somebody's going to help him win the briefcase?
Maybe. Can I bring up a side
They
point
keep
here,
throwing
Barry, real quick?
curveballs in this, which is good. I mean, it's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
Can I
never
bring up a side
know.
point, Barry, real quick?
What?
I don't like that a lot of the pay-per-views are becoming 2 nights. That might
Me
be
neither. I don't like it either.
I think for Mania it works. I think for all the other pay-per-views,
They want to do
it's
Royal
like,
Rumble for how the fuck are you going to do 2 nights of Royal Rumble?
They'll do the women's Rumble and one.
Women's
What are you going to do?
Rumble,
An
night one,
Intercontinental
men's
title
Rumble, night
Rumble?
two.
A U.S. title Rumble? Like, what the hell are you going to keep doing?
I
Well,
kind
well,
of like that for the Rumble because the
It'll be,
Rumble
it'll
just
be
felt
women's
like,
and men.
I don't know. The Rumble just felt
I think.
like the Rumble, a match, the Rumble. Like there's nothing else
Yeah.
in there. Nobody else gets a shot to do anything singles wise. All the mid card titles mean nothing. They're just all people coming out holding the belts, going into the Rumble. So it's kind of like, I don't know. You could use that space in a 2-day event to have these matches. Like the reason why the mid card doesn't seem like it matters is because they're never defended on any pay per view. If you at least have these 2-day events, you can have a U.S. title and an intercontinental title match. You can have the women
Yeah.
fight for the mid card titles.
I think the main reason they're doing Royal Rumble for 2 nights at least is I think that because next year, isn't it in Saudi next year?
It's the
Yeah.
money. The money.
It's
One
money.
I think that's for the Royal Rumble. I think it's one of the main reasons they're doing it is because
That's Saudi money.
it's
Money.
they're gonna want 2. They're gonna want 2 nights, and they're gonna want a bunch of fucking stars. So you will not be seeing CM Punk at next year's Rumble, and
It's
I
just-
will. What?
No, in my opinion, it's just the money because when you look at WrestleMania ticket prices,
Oh
front
yeah.
row seat is going for 95. It's going
Yeah.
for about close
Oh
to
yeah,
10.
I've seen those. Yeah, close to 10K.
Fuck all that. What's that?
That's Cypher Red Xbox controller.
Oh, nice.
Controller.
Nice.
Yeah, more controllers than games, but you know, that's how it goes over there in Xbox land.
But yeah, I do like you said, Perry. I like that they're throwing curveballs though. I think that
Yeah, because we
It
still
keeps you
don't know what they're
guessing.
gonna do.
yeah. So I
What if Punk wins the chamber and Cena doesn't? Then they're gonna
Yeah.
have to do Money in the Bank, or they're gonna have Joe Henry come out and challenge him. They gotta do something.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
feel
No,
like Cena winning is pretty
what if they
disappointing.
have Logan Paul win it? Y'all don't think there's any chance Logan Paul wins it?
Yeah, fuck
I hope
Logan
not.
Paul.
I hope not.
Cena's
There
got to go
was
for the
an-
TNA title.
There was until
Wouldn't that be
Jey
funny?
Uso said he was fighting Gunther, because Logan Paul could fight some for that title, but I don't see him fighting for the
No.
Cody Rhodes
No.
title.
He's gonna
Having
be Logan Paul's gonna be in the chamber. He's gonna do some cool shit in the chamber, and that's what he's gonna be in there for. He's gonna be there to do his shit, get
Yeah.
out, and fucking whatever.
Class.
He could be fine in the match. I'm fine with him being in the match. I'm fine with him performing in the match. I don't want him winning the match.
I let me throw this out there. Any
Okay.
chance we have Logan Paul pin Cena in the chamber to set up a Mania match?
That'd
Just
be
for him to get that
insanity.
heat. Because you know the crowd is going to lose it
Awesome.
if Logan Paul
I mean,
is the guy.
Didn't they
that's
turn that
winning
match
the
down?
match. Any
I
chance?
wouldn't hate that.
it would get
You know
him-
what? This is why Goldberg needs to come back, spear Logan Paul, spear Cena, spear CM Punk, spear Roman, spear Seth, and win the world. Not the world title, but the world.
World.
He needs to win all
Yeah.
2 nights, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Goldberg will save us all once again.
The world.
No, he has
Goldberg
to-
is like, this is my world. This is my
No.
ring.
Exactly.
no, Goldberg could spear everybody, but then somebody has to play the role of Triple H.
Goldberg
from
could play
SummerSlam. Somebody has to play the role of Triple H and pin Goldberg at the end.
it. Who could that be?
Logan Paul.
You know what you do? You know who could be? You can have Goldberg come out and say, anybody back there? And Elias comes out. And then he spears Elias, kills him, and then goes, anybody else? And then Rusev comes
Already
out.
signed, yeah.
And Rusev
Hey,
puts him
Elias
out.
will be back on WWE television. I'd be happy with that.
Oh, Fred,
But-
what's up? Fred is in the chat. Real Bobo
Sean would
Ghost.
definitely talk.
What's up, Fred?
What up, Fred?
Fred's been with
Hey,
me
Fred.
Fred's been with me for 19 years. That's a different Fred. That's Bobo Ghost Fred. The original
Goldberg
Fred.
needs
The
a
original
job now.
Fred.
Now that NCIS got canceled, he needs a job.
Yeah, that's the OG Fred.
That's the OG Fred, not the new Fred.
Mhm.
Yep. And then Fred's cool too.
Yeah, everyone's cool.
They got
I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate that.
they got Peeps milk coming
Oh, yeah.
out, so Fred's gonna have to pour that on his head.
Ew, Peeps milk.
Peeps milk,
Wait,
it's coming out.
Serious.
Keeps milk.
Yep.
Gross.
That just like gave me diabetes. Like to hearing that. That's got to be a ton of sugar in that.
Well,
I'm curious.
maybe they'll come with
Some of
those Empic.
That's crazy. Peeps milk is that
Yeah.
that sounds disgusting.
It's happening.
You'll get diabetes on the first sip.
Ugh.
Oof.
Because peeps are already like I could eat like one peep, and then I'm like good because it's so fucking sweet.
I could barely eat one.
I've never liked Peeps.
I eat the
I
whole
could eat-
pack.
I could eat one, but
Yeah, they're not my thing.
besides that,
one.
I would never fucking no. Peeps milk
like-
is crazy.
Dude, it's the candy corn of Easter for me. I can't do it.
Yeah, I love sugary stuff, but Peeps are not my thing.
Oh, I love Peeps.
Well,
You know who
get-
loves
get your-
Peeps?
I'll
Bill
tear up some-
Goldberg.
I'll tear up some Cadbury eggs though.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Cadbury
Yeah.
eggs, they made them a lot smaller than what they used to be.
Oh yeah, they
trying to cheapen out.
Everything's smaller now.
Everything's
It's
smaller.
crazy. They make your everything fucking half the size it used to be. You get half the amount of food you pay for at the restaurant.
And
You
they
get
charge-
Nick,
charge
you're
you
starting
more
to sound
for it.
like Kevin Owens complaining.
yeah.
Cadbury
I
had
am,
different
bro.
chocolate. Cadbury had
I gotta
different
get
chocolate.
plump for the strip club, bro. That you said he's gonna open. I gotta get plump for that. Like fucking hell.
Cadbury
uh,
used to have different chocolate, and then it was bought by Hershey's. So it changed over time. Like the chocolate is different from when we used to have Cadbury eggs when we were younger.
Yeah, no, it definitely it's changed. And plus, it's like all these companies are doing shrinkflation now, where they're just charging more and they're giving you less. So it's like it's just
Yeah.
you go to Chipotle and they put fucking 2 pieces of fucking chicken in your fucking bowl, and it used to be like half the bowl, and you're
Yep.
paying more money.
Is that what they call Kevin Owens' dick? Shrinkflation? That's what they're calling
Yes.
it these days?
Inflation.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, McDonald's extra value meals used to be like $5. Now they're like 10.
I
Yeah,
don't know who hates
That's
Kevin
that's
Owens.
I haven't been
blasphemous.
there in over 2 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
good.
McDonald's is a price wise is a ripoff.
Yeah.
Smash Burger's worse. Have you seen Smash Burger
Yeah, I don't-
prices?
Yeah, they stole the GameStop font. Fuck those guys.
Well, Smash Burger is like I've had it. It's okay, but like I'd much rather have Five Guys than Smash Burger.
I like Five Guys.
If it's gonna be like a fast casual burger place, I'm going to Five Guys instead of
Five Guys. Yeah.
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 Five Guys has been expensive, but they're at least worth it.
Yeah, no, and they
Yeah.
give you way more fries than fit.
I was gonna say the fries alone
Yeah.
are worth it.
they
The fries in
overload.
the bag are worth
You
it.
order
Yeah.
a small, you get like a large and like a
Right.
Uncle O
Yeah.
Grimacy should fight Kevin Owens in a fast food title. Yeah, well, Kevin Owens could do the hot dog eating contest.
Yeah.
And
It should
Nathan's.
be at Scott Steiner's restaurant.
A McDonald's on a pole match. Let's go.
wait.
You need
who's
to send
Scott
us
Steiner has a
Shawnee.
restaurant?
He
What?
used to. Shawnee's,
He
remember?
used to. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
hell.
Steiner, yeah.
He
What
almost
were they
he
known
almost
for?
witnessed a murder in his own parking lot.
Oh, was that where it happened? Was
Yeah,
that
his
where it
own
happened?
parking lot.
Oh shit! I didn't know it was his own. I knew it was like I remember that story. I didn't know it was his own.
It was his
Yeah,
own
he
restaurant.
was on the news.
You should have cut a promo.
He witnessed the murder.
I'm guessing that wasn't good publicity for his restaurant.
I almost witnessed a murder. It was Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens eating a cheeseburger in their car together.
Imagine him
Should
cutting
have
a
that headgear on that he wears. And the shades.
Speaking of headgear, Josh Alexander, that's the TNA guy.
Oh yeah.
He's a
Oh, yeah,
free
out-
agent.
he's
It's
out
like
of there.
He's
bro,
out.
how does this guy wear headgear? He looks like a fucking idiot.
I don't know.
He's like 10
He's
feet
an-
tall and he
he's
wears
an
a
old school wrestler.
headgear. It's like nobody
He's
can
old
reach your
school
head
wrestler.
anyway. What the hell are you wearing that shit for?
He's really over. People really seem to be into him. And
Well,
his, like,
guess what? He'll be great in AEW.
See, now I see him going to
He could beat
NXT,
Bobby Lashley over there.
form back a team.
Mega team.
Jesus Christ! I was just looking up Josh Alexander. Even this guy, he's 37 years old.
He's
Yeah,
too
up
old.
there.
He can't go.
He's still got a little time.
Can't go to WWE. He's got to go to TNA. Oh, he's already in
there
TNA.
honestly isn't like
He's
a
gotta go to
He was
AEW.
He didn't see it.
He's got to spread rumors when he gets to well, you see, when you get to AEW, you got to start spreading rumors so that you start trouble backstage.
So basically, you want him to be the male Britt Baker.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah,
So
try to get
it
out of your
says
contract.
it says here, Perry, that he started wearing headgear in 2021 after developing a serious case of cauliflower ear that resulted in temporary amputation of his left ear to remove scar tissue.
Oh, I remember that.
Amputation of
He
his
wore the
leg or
headgear to
something.
protect the ear after it was reattached.
Okay, well, he's got a good point then. A good reason to wear it then.
You got-
I just thought he
you
was
got a
wearing
good
to be a
reason then.
dick.
Shame
I didn't
on
know.
you,
I
sir.
was wondering, like you, I was wondering why he even wore the headgear. I was like,
Yeah,
what the
because I
fuck?
think of Will Ferrell from that movie.
Now we all know it's stupid. It's okay to look stupid if there's a meaning to it.
Yeah,
Right.
and make
Yeah.
it part of your gimmick or whatever. But
Yeah,
that's
something.
that's funny.
Seems to work for him.
Hey, good for him.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Hopefully he makes a lot of money somewhere.
Hey,
Hopefully he beats Elias
Right,
in Ring of
Stands-
Honor.
stands up. Yeah, he could be Ring of Honor champion. You never know. He could be Jericho.
Nobody
No,
beats
that's
Jericho.
very
Jericho,
safe.
you have to understand,
Perry's
Jericho
favorite.
does this
Don't
thing
get him
where
started.
he puts over young talent by letting them win, but then you never see them again. But he's on TV every week.
Yep.
I put him over, eh? Oh, I'm still on
Wait,
TV?
Is that a Jericho problem or a Tony Khan problem?
That's a Jericho problem. He's Hollywood Chris Jericho over there.
Because I think it's Jericho only because I think Jericho has the cachet to be like, hey, I don't want to. I like if you want to put if you want to really put somebody over, he could because he has that kind of cachet with Tony Khan. Like,
Right.
Yeah,
And
but you
he's been
see,
in
he
the business a lot.
manipulates Tony Khan because he's like, I'm going to put these guys over. Don't worry. He'll lose to somebody, and then you'll never see that guy on TV again. But you'll
that's
see
Tony's
Jericho
fault.
on TV the next week.
Like the people that beat Jericho should then be used to be better.
Exactly.
But Tony doesn't do that.
Yeah, Tony
well, I
puts his
think it's a little
boyfriend
bit-
back on TV.
Well, both things could be true. It could be both sides of the coin.
Nah, he's
Whereas-
doing the Hogan thing. We all know it. Because remember
I mean,
when
who
Punk
would
had a
stop
problem
him?
over there? Well, we got to have a meeting with Jericho. Why do you ever
Oh,
have
yeah.
a fucking meeting
I
with Jericho? You're the boss.
Yeah.
What the
I
fuck
mean, it
does
doesn't
Jericho
seem
have to
like
do
he's
with it?
abusing his power in that way where he's not the champ. He's not in every main story. He's got his own stories. He's got his own little faction. He gets his TV.
Well, during the
time, but,
scrum, he
like,
fucking came out with Tony, you got a problem backstage. Why'd you have to go out there and stooge him? You should have fucking went back there, and when they were starting to fight, be like, guys, calm down. Instead, he
Should-
fucking
yeah,
ran
he
out to his
should've-
boyfriend. Oh, Tony, I got to give you the info because you got to put more zeros in my check.
Oh, yeah, he should have broken
He
all up on
talked
his
Tony
own.
Khan into giving him a mimosa match so he could get drunk live on fucking TV. Okay? That's worse than the Hogan Bischoff thing.
hey, if he thought he could take out Brock Lesnar, then he should have been able to take out all of them in the backstage.
Oh
Yeah, well.
No, I'm sorry, Perry. I had to move away from the. You go and you
What
doing
what,
the
what
French-
exactly am I saying
you
that's
drank-
wrong? This guy's such a drunk that he talked his boss into giving him a fucking
Yeah,
match
yeah,
where
no,
he
it
gets
wasn't
fucking
just
drunk.
that.
He swims in it. Okay? So he had fucking alcohol going up his ass cheeks, going on his fucking. This guy was swimming in it. And he's drinking it while he's swimming in it.
It was
Like
Yeah,
for
he
real.
drank that
And then
also.
he's fighting
It was the
Dax and he's fucking
impression.
like he's like Slimer. Slimer could wrestle Dax faster than this guy.
It was
I
the
saw-
impression.
It was a
of him asking
fucking
Tony
pathetic
Khan. That's
dude.
what
I saw
killed me.
AEW fans on Twitter be like, "Yo, get him out of there! Like he can't be on TV ever again."
Oh my god. Well, no. Even diehard AEW fans are gonna sick of his shit. So
Yes, I
It's-
know,
yeah.
but I've been saying that for years, and nobody believes me. Then they see that match and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's got to go."
Yeah, I've seen people on Twitter that. Are
If I
like,
and I said this years ago, if I was Tony Khan, I'd be like, "Yo, Chris, you're getting too fucking big. I'm paying you a lot of money. Go home, get on the treadmill, and come back in a couple of months."
Yeah.
Instead, he sweet talks this guy. He's like, "Oh, you need me, Tony. You're not going to get a TV deal if you don't use me." Yeah, you were Ring of Honor champion twice. Ring of Honor's fucking dead in the water. You sure helped fucking Ring of Honor get a TV deal.
Yeah.
The fuck
he's in
outta
his
here.
late 40s, right?
Yeah.
Jericho's in his
Jericho's
50s.
He's 50. I think he's 50 now.
Past,
Okay, so
past
he's-
50.
He's
Holy
just got
shit.
to 50 or whatever.
I think
You
it's
can't really
50 or
expect.
51.
Crazy.
He has
Crazy.
no upside.
No.
No,
A
not now.
50-year-old with no upside. What a shocker.
Well, imagine if Greg the Hammer Valentine came back and said, Triple H, I can help you.
You would
Yeah,
I'm
Give me the
teaming with
title.
Goldberg.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Goldberg, Greg the Hammer. Let's go.
What
Goldberg the Hammer.
It would sell
what
at the
else,
Georgia Dome. That's the fucked up part.
Was there anything else you wanted to bring up, Perry? Like specifically, like I know you had a long list of things you wanted to bring up. But I don't know if you hit.
Well, did you guys see Eli's match?
Yes, I saw it. The one
What?
you sent me.
What the fuck was that?
The intergender match, right? With the right. That's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean,
The one
did you
against
see
the
this
woman?
guy Eli? He jumps on the ropes and he falls off.
Pretty sure Eli's. I'm pretty sure Eli's in the chat too.
What's up, Eli?
Yeah, you're burying him on the show.
I drop on him.
No, I thought it was. I thought, dude, he looks like you're putting some like some weight on there, like in a good way. Like it looks like he's like actually like gaining weight. But he looked good. He looked good in the match. I don't know. What do you guys say, Perry?
What does everyone else say?
I didn't see it. I don't know.
I didn't see it either.
I actually
Yes.
thought she was going to do Yokozuna's finisher on him. I honestly thought she was going to do the bonsai drop on him.
Of course, she was
I was
throwing his ass
disappointed
around.
in
Like,
She was.
I was like,
She
holy
was,
shit.
yeah.
Fought
like,
rear
hey.
rip cheeks. This guy Frank said in the chat.
That's funny.
Ripped her cheeks right on him.
Yeah.
I don't know, Eli.
But yeah, no. I'm happy for Eli though, man. He's getting his name out there. He's really doing the fucking thing though. That's what you gotta do. You guys just get on the grind.
Yeah.
Fucking do it. I remember him
Congrats.
talking about when we were hanging out, your place, Perry. Him talking about like
It was
taking
All
the
Out
wrestling
week.
thing,
The original
him taking
All Out.
him taking the thing further, like him like
Or was
going
All
further
In.
with the him going further with the wrestling thing, and now he's doing it, man. He's doing it, so I'm happy for him. I hope the best for him, man. Really do.
All right, what else do we have here? Milfman, you wanted to talk to Jesus about AEW?
Telling me that you think AEW is a great show. Could you even tell me one reason why it's even halfway decent? This show sucks.
Uh-oh.
I'm curious.
I'm staying out of this one because I don't watch AEW weekly. So,
All right.
No, I'm serious because Perry's been telling me you think it's a great show. I'm curious on why.
Yes. I do believe that because I do like the in-ring quality of the matches a lot better than WWE's. I believe the pacing is a lot better in terms of the show, like from going from match to segment and so forth, as opposed to waiting between a shit ton of commercials and a bunch of fluff. Like it could be 30 minutes before you get to a match finally on the east side of things. A lot of the people, I do follow the indie scene as well, so it's very interesting to see certain people, like when they get to AEW, they get to showcase what they do, they get that opportunity. That's always good to see, like their career from the ground up. There's a lot of opportunity there, and more recently, I will give the E credit. There's been more opportunity for indie guys as well. They do have their WWID program. We'll see if that even amounts to anything. And yeah, just all in all, it just works for me a lot better than that other show does.
All right.
So you
That's my
like the
opinion.
product-
Take it as you will.
You like the
Could you-
wrestling better than you like the storylines.
No, I do like I do like the storylines as well. I do think both companies, like as far as like the main storyline, I'm comparing Bloodline to Death Riders.
Oh
I think
God.
both of those are stagnant right now
Bro,
because
you can't even
they're really,
understand Moxley.
they're both just
Moxley's
both
like,
just like killing time right now. All right.
I'm
Yeah,
curious, Ace. What do you think about basically nothing but ex WWE rejects holding basically all their titles?
oh shit.
Because let's face it, you got Moxley holding one title. You got the trios champion are all ex WWE guys. You got Mercedes Moné, who people are calling the female Hulk Hogan now. You got who else has a title that's an ex WWE person in that company? I know I'm missing
Dustin
someone.
Rhodes. He has one of 7 titles.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, the Ring of Honor.
you know, you got all these ex. You got the Hurt Business with tag team titles. Like, what is it? Ex WWE guys all holding titles while they make their own homegrown talent look like garbage, with the exception of MJF, that they basically do the same storyline with over and over. This whole storyline of you got to go through all these matches to get to MJF. They did it with Cody, they did it with Jericho, and they did it with who's the other guy they did that same, and Adam Cole recently. I don't get it.
Well, as far as the ex WWE situation, that doesn't really bother me too much because at the end of the day, these guys are wrestlers first and foremost. Yeah, they worked at WWE like prior, but if you have certain people that they can still go, they can still put on a good match. I believe you use them as long as you possibly can. Like specifically in Shelton Benjamin's case,
Yeah.
because I think he has looked the best that he's ever looked in a long time. I wish WWE would have did him a little more justice, and really the Hurt Syndicate as a whole. I think they could have done a little more justice, but
I'll agree with you.
but then their their politics got in the way of that, and it robbed them of some good moments. And I'm glad that they're getting as over as they should be, and they have a great theme with my man West Side Gun, Upstate New York, on the hook. So as far as that, I like that. I will share some agreement with you on the trio situation because they haven't defended those belts in a while. They're going to defend them on tomorrow, but they should have been defending them like all this time. And that is an issue. I will say that.
So I'm curious on then what you feel about the fact that you got guys who look like Brian Cage losing to these vanilla midgets like Darby Allin. Like, come on now, that's laughable. You look at Brian Cage, the guy should be a main eventer, but you have him losing to Darby Allin and Hook, who look like he never seen a hair product he actually wanted to use in his life.
Can I say something? Brian Cage has the personality of a cardboard. Like there's absolutely nothing of value besides his look and the fact that he parrots Wolverine all the time. Like nobody cares. He's big and jacked. Who cares?
Like, a manager, though, at least. I'm just using him as an example. He's one of many, but you could give him a manager if a guy can't talk. Dan Lambert was there and they didn't use him properly.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, he's not like Darby Allin is on TV because he does stupid shit and he paints his face. Like, people care about that, so I get it. He's not my thing, but over Brian Cage, sure, because Brian Cage is not. He's a guy that gets beat by the guys that are good.
So you consider Hook and Pockets?
What did you think about the storyline where Rampage got canceled? So they had Moxley go in the truck and be like, "Cancel Rampage, cancel it." And like, "Oh my God, we got to cancel it, cancel Rampage," and he can't. So they put it on him canceling Rampage. It's like, bro, that is so fucking stupid.
Can I go on a Moxley rant?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. He's awful. He's never been good. He was never good in WWE. The only thing that he did in WWE that was halfway decent was when he did comedy. Otherwise, he was just the third member of the Shield, or the guy that like can't look at the camera and paces all around. He is absolutely infuriating to watch on AEW because he says nothing of substance. It all sounds like absolute insanity. And then he's like, "Oh, I'm building something." What are you building? He's doing nothing for anything that has to do with that title. In this whole idea that hiding the title is making it better. No, it's stupid. Everything about this is stupid. He's not a good promo. He's not a good wrestler. He's just sort of a guy. And since he carries himself that way, they promote him because he's a name. But like, he walks like an idiot. Like his whole like how he like moves his body, I can't stand it. It infuriates me. Nobody fucking walks like that. Nobody walks like that. That is an exaggerated Vince McMahon walk. That's in Vince McMahon at least you'd be like, that's funny. Like this is like him
Yeah, you guys
pretending
put
to
up with
be a
that.
badass. He's not a badass. He's a joke.
All right, so you don't think Moxley's better in the ring than Roman?
No.
No,
I do
I don't,
think
not
that-
not now. Not now. I think back when he first was in the Shield, yes, but Roman has improved leaps and bounds over the last
Yeah.
since he's like been broken up. Since that original time they tried pushing him, where you could tell he just didn't have everything like going as a singles wrestler. Like what Roman is now, he's a really well-rounded performer, in my opinion.
They're similar in the ring. They're not like nobody's going to watch those matches with Roman or him and go, "Oh my god, they were so great in that match." They're just, they do their job.
All right, so I'm curious, Nick. Do you think Roman wrestles better as a heel? Then do
No,
you think his is better as a heel?
I mean, like he always like with Roman, it works because he always had people cheating for him. Like when you're a heel, you can have your family, the bloodline, cheat for you every single match. To me, that got really stale. But now everybody's pining to have him as champion again. So like, really, was it stale? Maybe it was just stale for me.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, what do you have to rebuttal Jesus as the Moxley? What Sean just said about Moxley? You have anything to rebuttal that?
All right, well, I can understand how you feel. I'm not bothered by Moxley like that. They do have to like advance. They have to start advancing this storyline a lot better. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, Darby was supposed to be the hero, but he's going to climb Mount Everest.
So weird.
But hey, Darby is Darby. But I digress. I appreciate Moxley being available. He was like right when AEW was starting. It made for a great ending at Double or Nothing 2019. And I do like that he can be more hardcore, take more risks. He did bleed a little too much through the AEW years. I think he just kind of took advantage of the freedom too much. But
He
overall,
bleeds
I do
all the
believe that.
time.
Yeah, but overall, I do believe overall he has been a great champion, great wrestler, and I'm grateful that he was available to somebody like that who was around like during when the whole I hate to bring this out there because I know it's triggering, but when the brawl out stuff happened and they had to strip the world title and the other tag trios titles and so forth, you had somebody like Moxley that you could rely on and was willing to be there to
Old reliable.
hold things down through a rough period. So that's something I appreciate.
All right, so let me ask you real quick, Jesus. This is something I gotta ask.
So
Actually,
wait a minute.
before-
He appreciates that the locker room kicked out the biggest star in the fucking company's history
Well, I was gonna ask.
to give it
Has to
for
do with-
fucking
That's not what I said. but-
Tasmanian Devil Moxley over here. Blah, 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 blah.
no,
No, that's curious. Jesus, how do you feel about
Blah, blah, blah,
Tony
blah, 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 blah.
Khan? How do you feel about Tony Khan basically choosing the young cucks, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Olivier, and
Oh.
choosing those guys over CM. Oh, and the biggest draw in the history of the company, what was Punk's former best friend name? Oh, Coco Cabana, whatever his damn name is, I could care less. Choosing those guys over CM Punk.
None of those guys are there right now, by the way. You know why? Because they don't want to be associated with the shitty product.
Tony Khan is always going to pick them. Always. We've already talked about this. Tony Khan picks the people that are his indie darlings over the people that are established and the names. If they don't listen to him, he doesn't care.
It's just crazy when you say that, 'cause I understand where you're coming from with that. It's just crazy because like the OG indie darling is CM Punk. Like the OG,
yeah.
like the guy, like
Oh,
the guy
yeah.
that paved the way for all those other guys before him, like or
Yep.
that came after him, was
You
CM. Like
either-
just like if you're like he bought Ring of Honor because he's such a fan of Ring of Honor. Well, fucking CM Punk helped build Ring of Honor.
You either
Like,
die an indie
yeah.
darling or you live to see yourself as a WWE superstar.
Wait, wasn't Kevin
You
Owens?
die a hero, live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah,
Exactly. He's a
I get-
WWE guy.
I get that. I get that. But if Tony Khan, who has said before, he was like such a huge fan of Ring of Honor, it's like, and it's one of the reasons why he got Danielson too, is because he watched Ring of Honor back then when Danielson and Punk were building Ring of Honor.
Yeah, he was a
It's like
fan.
the OG indie darling before he was a WWE guy was Punk. Like he was one of the first guys that got pop. The reason I found out about CM Punk was because he got popping on the internet. I was on the Ring of Honor message boards in 04.
Plus, you have to remember,
I was
the first guy Tony Khan wanted for AEW was CM Punk.
Was CM Punk?
Yes.
It was Punk.
I understand about CM Punk and wanting him. It's just the fact that once you get someone like that and you don't actually get along with that person, all that indie darling stuff doesn't matter.
Yeah, but he did get along with them. It was the other guys that didn't. That was the issue.
Yeah, they hated
I
him.
mean, if he got rid of them for him, then he must have decided that they were right or that they were in his best interest over CM Punk. He had to make the decision in there.
Well, he feared for his life, Sean. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
It's like because I understand where you're coming from, Sean. It's just like with using that logic though, it's just like it's hard for me because like all the signs point to like he wanted to make the CM Punk thing work. I think it was for
Yeah, he
best that
did.
it didn't work out. I think it was best that everybody kind of went their separate ways because I think it was not gonna. It was just not gonna. The situation was just not gonna be good. Like even if they brought him back and all this other stuff, like even when they brought him back,
It was
originally
because the
first time,
fucking Bucks didn't want to fucking listen. They didn't want to work with the guy. They want to be. They were just done with him.
Yeah, and Punk told Tony, "Let me go. I don't want to be here anymore.
Right.
Just let me go."
And he didn't want to let him go.
I will say, and this is a quick aside. I just got to get. I've been meaning to say this.
Go ahead.
because we haven't had a show. But Punk, like they could, if the Bucks put their ego aside and had the conversation with CM Punk, they would have been making a lot of money in AEW. And those stories would have been great on TV because of the realism that's you could tie into those stories. You're seeing it on WWE right now with McIntyre, like with Rollins. Like say what you will about those guys, and even if they don't like get along with or whatever.
Well, you
they
have
might
to
have their own thing
really
with CM Punk.
quick, Nick. They were gonna. WWE was not going to re-sign McIntyre last year.
No.
And then Punk came in and they worked a program and they were like, all right, we're going to keep McIntyre around. So he saved somebody.
McIntyre and Punk had great shit, great matches. That feud was awesome. The stuff with Seth Rollins has been great so far, and apparently Seth Rollins, quote unquote, can't stand CM Punk, but they're putting their shit to the side to make money, to make good TV, to get the product out there. Hell, even Sami Zayn had his issues with CM Punk. They worked out their issues, and
AEW needed CM Punk a lot more than WWE did. That was the whole point. The whole point of this whole thing.
Yeah.
AEW needed the building block, and that was the guy.
All right, so let me ask y'all: who was the bigger loss to AEW, Punk or Cody?
Punk or who?
Punk or Cody? Who's the bigger loss? to
Like,
AEW?
Punk, they mishandled Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Punk was
I
the
think
bigger loss.
Punk was the bigger loss
Yeah,
just from a
Punk.
monetary standpoint. Punk was 100%.
Punk.
I mean, Punk was like, it was just like, you know, trust me, you don't want to lose either of them. but
No,
you're asking me to
Cody.
choose between the two.
Cody was a huge loss symbolically,
Yes,
but Punk was like the guy that you should not
the
have
business
lost.
guy. That's
Yeah.
the big, yeah.
That's the guy that draws the money.
They already
Symbolically,
had painted Cody into a corner with his not being able to challenge for the title and all that stuff. Like you made it a bad story and you kind of cut his legs out from underneath him. There was just sort of like no way for him to go anywhere proper.
Well, there was more to that story, but there's an
There is-
NDA, so nobody knows.
there is more to that story, and we'll never probably hear about it, but Cody says that he was disrespected or some way, somehow, someone like he felt disrespected, and it wasn't because of like an on-screen thing. It was
Right.
something behind the scenes. Again,
Yeah.
we'll never know what it is, but maybe one day, who knows? I don't fucking
Oh,
know.
he'll spill the
But-
beans at some point, but not anytime soon.
but I think, like you said, from a just a morale standpoint, Cody leaving was big because he helped build AEW. He helped build AEW. Was one of the OG AEW like members, or like helped start the company.
EVPs.
Yeah, but CM Punk from the business perspective was the bigger loss. They both
Yes.
hurt. They both
But
hurt. You don't want to
Cody-
see either of them leave, but Punk was the bigger loss because of the monetary aspect of it.
But Cody played the situation perfectly. Cody did the actual I'm leaving WWE. I'm making an indie kingdom. I'm doing my list. I'm
Oh, yeah.
starting AEW. I'm
Yeah.
being the name of the star on AEW, and then he uses all that cachet and all that star power, goes back to WWE and becomes something he would have never ever become prior to that. Like if he
Oh, yeah.
didn't do all that stuff, there's
Oh
no
yeah,
way
no.
that
What
WWE is.
Well,
making
it
him
was
champion.
also Vince and Bruce trying to get this guy over before they were on their way out. He was like the last guy that they made, and they wanted to make a statement to show, hey,
Well,
AEW can't handle this guy. We're going to make him world champion over here.
and also
And that
I
was
agree.
smart.
Yeah.
And I agree that him going, me and Perry saw Cody wrestle at some of those fucking Wrestling Under the Stars events that we would go to.
Same.
I mean,
Yep.
Cody was kicking ass, man. He went to Ring of Honor, he kicked ass. He went to New Japan, he kicked ass. He
went to TNA.
all around. He went to TNA. He
Remember
got
Cody
better.
and Brandy Rhodes? Because they couldn't call him Cody Rhodes.
He
Yeah.
left. He left and got better and improved and made himself into something. And then,
Remember when he was
Now-
with Bob Holly?
It's hard to make a true baby face too, like a real,
yeah,
positive baby face that everybody gets behind. So
yeah.
that was just another thing.
Yeah, I know he really made a good character for himself and everything, and went back to WWE. I always thought in the back of my mind, I don't know how, I didn't think it was gonna happen the way it happened, but I said Cody will probably end his career somehow in WWE. That's what I thought. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was gonna be the way it happened, where he was gonna go back, win the title, all this big, the story shit, the way he did. But I thought eventually he would end up back there. I just didn't think it was going to be as soon as it happened. But
Wait,
Yeah, I see.
just
wait,
with
so
the ties with the family to the company, just everything. It's just where he started is going to be where he ended, kind of thing. But
It's
what
the
were you
only
saying?
roads to win the title.
What were you saying, Milfman?
did you think that Cody was returning even after he did it at that pay-per-view where he broke that fake Triple H throne? Even after that, he thought he was coming back to WWE with the sledgehammer. I mean, he
Yeah.
sledgehammer during his
No,
entrance. And
I don't
broke-
think he believed it at that time. No, I think he thought that he would always be blackballed just for the simple fact that he helped start the competition. But then things happened the way he did, and he ended up
Yeah, I mean,
back
yeah, I always
home or
thought
whatever.
that. I get what they were going for with the throne thing. I always thought it was a little goofy, but I get what they were going for, and
It was a shot.
It was a shot, and they were
It
trying
was
to
a
make
shot, but it
statement,
was
and I
also
get
for
it.
entertainment. It was also to show, hey, AEW's competition now. It wasn't.
yeah, no.
It wasn't so much directed towards
Right.
Triple H, more as it was maybe
It was
Tony Khan came
symbolic.
up with the idea. Say, you know what, fuck that guy. Let's break the throne on here. We don't know, but what we do know is that it was also an entertaining thing. It was
yeah,
to let
yeah.
WWE know,
Yeah.
hey, we're not fucking around. We're your competition. We're
It
not
was
TNA.
symbolic.
We actually have money. Let's get this
Yeah.
shit done.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
that was for. And that's
It
the
was
problem.
Right.
That's why I get so mad about the Punk thing, because they had it. They had something there and they fucking dropped the ball. Do you think I want to go back to where WWE is the only fucking thing on TV for 20 years? No.
Competition's good.
It was a
You
piece
need
of shit.
competition.
Yeah, it was.
So we don't want that again. And that's why AEW dropped the fucking ball, and it sucks. They had a product there. So yeah, I mean, these guys could touchy-feely each other and all these indie guys, and they could keep fucking talking shit about, ooh, who's sleeping with who backstage, and ooh, is Britt Baker doing this and that? Ooh, this girl came in, we don't like her. Let's tweet in unison at 6 p.m. every fucking night. It's stupid. These are not professional people.
It does seem
They
like
had
there's
something
just a
going
ton
when
of-
they started. It was very professional. They were ready to
Yeah.
go. The minute Cody left, that fucking place fell apart backstage.
It sounds like adult high school.
Yes, and it sucks because we
Exactly.
need competition as
You know
fans.
what?
Like,
So, Perry, you need
listen to me.
tell that
I'm
one-
dealing with this Xbox shit right now, okay? Xbox is trying to fucking tell you, you don't need the console anymore because they don't want to sell the console anymore. But if they don't sell the console anymore, Sony's going to charge $1,500 for PlayStation 6. But Xbox people are like, oh, that's okay. You got to get with the ecosystem. Okay, yeah, I'll get with the ecosystem, and then Nintendo and Sony will charge $1 million for their consoles. You know what I mean? Like, you guys don't fucking get it. You can be fans of this shit, but at the end of the day, there's a problem, and it needs to be addressed. And that's the same thing with AEW fans. Same shit. There's no problems here. The wrestling is great. No, there is a problem. You don't have any fucking top stars. You got Edge running
No.
around, fucking old man Edge, saying that he's going to spear people. You got Moxley going Tasmania. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? Are we doing a company? Are we building anybody? Oh, we got
Yeah,
Wardlow. Oh, yeah, Wardlow? We're going to bench him. Oh, Hobbs? We're going to bench him. Oh, this guy? We're going to bench him. It's like, build up your fucking... You know what? Even if you don't like Wardlow or Hobbs, fucking use them on TV. Say, you know what? You're going to help put over these new guys we're going to bring up from the indies. Or cut them loose and take that money and get someone from the indies. Like, help build the company.
Well, we've seen this before.
This is 2019 WWE right here.
When we
Yeah.
first started the podcast.
Stop benching
Barry,
guys. Come on, spend the money on guys you need. You need to build the company. Young
We
Bucks, I
first
could be
start-
flipping the fuck around for another 10 years.
When we first started the podcast, Perry, remember we talked about it all the time. TNA. TNA had the most talented. They had a stacked roster.
Yeah, the minute they brought Hogan in, they fucked everything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, even when they brought Hogan in, they still had the talent still signed. They weren't doing shit with him, and nobody gave a fuck because they weren't
And
doing shit
Dixie
with
was
the
running
talent.
out of money on a weekly basis. But let me
Yeah.
tell you, here's the one thing
Yeah.
Dixie did right, better than Tony Khan can ever do. When there was a problem in the locker room, she took care of it.
Yeah.
So you got to
Yes.
give her credit on that.
Yeah.
There wasn't this bullshit. Oh my God, I'm fearing for my life. Awesome Kong beat the fuck out of Bubba Love Sponge backstage, and Vince Russo jumped on fucking Awesome Kong to get her off Bubba Love Sponge. This guy, CM Punk, he fucking grabs Shaq Perry. Oh my God, he fucking pulled a gun out and almost tried to kill everybody. What? We're gonna show
No, but-
footage of it too, and they show footage. It's like, yeah, fuck you. And it's like,
Afraid
really?
for my
That's
life.
that's what everyone's afraid of.
He knocked over my monitor.
No, but remember, Perry.
He almost knocked over his 4x3 monitor, the ones that they got rid of in 2006.
Yep.
No, but remember, once Punk was released, all the problems were supposed to be gone. What happened?
Yeah, what happened with all that, right? You know, it just
Yeah.
wasn't Britt Baker and MJF and all that bullshit. Punk was back there. He was pulling the strings. Just like Paul Heyman got rid of these guys again.
Well, yeah, that was the funniest part about all this. That Punk was the locker room cancer, and it got
Yeah.
even worse after he left.
We knew it was going to stay like that
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
when that fucking shit happened, I said, okay, watch it gets worse. And it got worse.
And it got worse.
It's an indie locker room. That's all it is. They're not
Mhm.
professional. As much as they claim they are, they're just not.
The problem is, it's Tony Khan.
Yeah,
the
he's
biggest-
got to put his foot down in the proper way. Him firing Punk, putting his
Not
foot
doing
down,
it.
whatever. That's that's up in the air.
It's like Punk said. He's a nice guy. He's not a boss.
Yeah, well, he's a nice guy getting
Well,
taken
also-
advantage of.
And I will say this, and I said this.
But this is
when
where guys like
AEW
Jericho, this is what pisses me off about Jericho. This is where he needs to step in and be like, Tony, this is where it needs to be done. This is how we have to do things. This is what I've seen over my years, whatever. Jericho doesn't do that. Jericho
No.
interjects himself and goes, well, I need to have a meeting with Punk, even though Punk had nothing to fucking do with me.
No, but
Why is he
Jericho
at the
should-
meeting with fucking Tony Khan for CM Punk? And why is he talking for fucking Tony Khan? Why is he a representative? He's a fucking
gotta-
wrestler.
Well, you got to remember too, Perry, is that when
Punk had a
AEW
problem with
first
the
started-
Bucks. What the fuck is Jericho doing in the meeting?
When AEW first started, me and you were both like, we agreed with Jericho actually being signed because we thought he was going to be that guy you're saying. We thought he was going to be that locker room leader, that guy that you're talking
He
about.
was
like,
supposed
help
to be.
Tony-
That's why he was brought
Yeah.
in and given that role.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's why he has the role.
And then, but I also will say though, is that the whole thing, like even when AEW started, the one thing I always said was a red flag to me, which is making active talent EVPs. That's all that was just a red flag to me from the beginning.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Well,
I
he
just- it
did
was
that to
like-
anchor those guys from leaving. That's all it was.
Yeah,
And one of them
yes.
ended up leaving anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, again, it just, I always thought that was just a red flag to me. But I was like, hey, if they can make it work, they can make it work. Like, fuck it. But
He did that
when
so they wouldn't go
never
to,
really
back to
mattered.
Japan. That's
It
why he
never
did
really
that.
mattered. That never really mattered, honestly, because those people were going to be booked well anyway. It's not like that was like some, thing that like helped their careers or something.
Yeah, but that was
just
security
playing
for
the biggest
Tony, so
role.
they wouldn't go back to Japan. That's all it was.
yeah.
Because you don't remember either. Tony Khan fucking stepped on New Japan's feet because they were going to do business here. They were going to open up an office in LA, New Japan. And
I remember that.
he announced fucking AEW right when they were going to make their announcement.
Didn't they
And he
open up a
took their
dojo
talent and they
here?
were like, well, we're not doing it now.
Didn't they open
Yeah,
up a
there's
dojo
LA
in the
dojo.
States?
There's an LA dojo.
So
Yeah,
he
so,
had
like, they were
to
making the push. They were making that push. to
he
come over
had to
here.
keep them in somehow by making them MVPs. I'm EVPs.
Because
Yeah.
New Japan at that time was popping, and they were
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to get
back
over
then?
here.
Yeah.
They were trying to get over
He
here.
killed that momentum, man. I'll give him that.
We were even. I mean, New Japan got so popping. We were even talking about New Japan. Stuff,
We covered
right?
those shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
And
that
it was-
old
it was-
guy
it was
beat up
the
that
hot
other
thing.
guy.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
hot
Wrestle,
thing. And
Wrestle Kingdom 9, all
yeah,
that.
Yep.
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Those are legend.
Let's
Those are
get-
classic fucking shows. So, but yeah, no, he put a halt to that real quick.
But that's why I'm so mad about that. It's not even just because of CM Punk. It's because that was supposed to lead into something bigger for the company. And we need competition. You think I like
Yeah,
seeing
I
fucking
don't know about that.
you think I like seeing Edge come out to fucking 5 people in the crowd?
I think if it was anybody else, you wouldn't care nearly as much, Perry.
Because there was nobody else.
Yeah, was CM Punk your favorite? That's why.
No, well, I mean, obviously Tony Khan wanted him, right?
No.
From
Does-
day
I'm
one.
not saying that it isn't valid.
You
and
needed
he's
that
not
guy.
wanted.
Even if he was only going to wrestle for a couple of years there, you needed him to be the anchor.
Yeah. He was going to take him
The
over the,
anchor's-
over the hump.
And they had him there, and all it was bullshit, injury,
Yep.
and it was it. It was over. They just let
Yeah,
the
it's
shit hit the
bullshit.
fan. They didn't even like try to like do anything.
There's a lot of injuries
Mhm.
that didn't help.
Like
Yeah.
if we're just talking about from like just a business standpoint, not it like you look at the numbers. Punk was their top guy.
He was their
Numbers
top
First
draw.
$1 million
Their
gate.
top draw.
So when it
But,
came to
yeah.
attendance, ratings, whatever, he was their guy.
Yeah.
Letting that
top
guy
draw.
go, it's not like they had 3 more CM Punks that were doing his business. Then it'd be like, okay, whatever. That's just one guy leaving. But when the guy go, like, it's just it's when you're a company that's starting out and you don't have the cachet that like WWE has, it's tough to like kind of rebound from that.
But like,
It-
Yeah.
in the end, like, did he really drive that much for them? Where that, like, does it seem like the company is like so much worse off in the long run that he's gone? It feels like it's worse because of the loss of him, but in the end, it's the same company and they're doing. the
No,
same
it's
shit
worse
they were doing.
because all the guys that he was trying to get over, they benched. Those guys don't have careers now.
I mean, in the end, like, and I'm not saying
If he never
They
went
should have
there,
been
those
pushing-
guys would have actually been flourishing. Maybe not to a crazy degree, but they would have been.
which guys?
Like Powerhouse
we
and
talking
Wardlow
about?
and all those guys that were Punk guys. They got benched because they were associated.
Wardlow,
Wardlow,
Look at
Malachi
FTR.
Black.
FTR had to start kissing the Young Bucks' ass just to get back on TV.
Oh yeah.
Like hardcore kiss their ass. Dax had to end his fucking podcast. He had to go and say nice things about everybody.
Because the thing with it is, man, is that again, I think that I really want the Punk stuff to work out. Like, this is not me
Me too.
saying this is not me
Yeah, it
saying
needed to
that,
work,
like,
man.
I want AEW to
He
succeed.
wasn't going to be there for that long either. He only had a couple of years left. So his whole thing was, let me go there, let me help these guys out, get some guys over, and just put the strap the rocket, the jetpack on one of these guys.
Yeah.
No, but
And he just never really got to do
Vince
that.
was the only guy who
But
wanted
do
to work.
any of you really think that if Vince wasn't in charge of WWE before AEW was created, he wouldn't just go back to WWE?
No,
No.
no.
He
Not
despised
after the way. If the same people were kind of in place where they,
No, I mean Vince is not in charge. So Vince, it's the current regime with Triple H, but before AEW started, does CM Punk pick AEW or does he pick going back to WWE?
I
I
would.
pick,
He might pick WWE. He might. I
He
don't
would
know
go-
for
he would-
sure.
Yeah, depends on how the
almost-
talks. how
It
the talks would
depends
go.
because he told Triple H to his fucking face. That was the whole thing too. Here's the thing.
bet
Here's the
it's
difference
someone.
here. Now that it's TKO, Triple H can't really do anything. It all went through Nick Khan. But if it was like back then, before this TKO thing, say Vince wasn't there, but it was Triple H running it, Triple H wouldn't take him back. No way.
But we talked about
No.
it when he came back. Like, we thought Triple H handled it pretty well.
Well, he handled it
With
well
him-
now because he's an employee of TKO.
He's an employee. But
His
like, he's
job
like,
is to make the company money. And if
But like
that means
say
bringing
if-
this guy back, he's going to bring him back.
But say if like, I don't think that they come back if they don't have that conversation. I don't think Punk comes back if they don't have that conversation that they had.
No,
Yeah,
that's
right,
true.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, they had an
But you have
hour-long
to understand
conversation on
Triple
Fox.
H's mindset is in a different way because he's not running it. Like he's running it, but he's not like in charge of it.
Yeah, he
doesn't
can
own
get
it.
fired
I'll say
tomorrow.
it that
He
way.
can get fired tomorrow. He can get fired tomorrow.
He
can
might
afford
get
it.
fired. We might see that soon, actually.
Yeah, I don't think so. But
Well,
um,
they're
that's-
saying
that's
that
neither
his
here nor there.
office,
but
Johnny Ace's office, was right there in his
Yeah.
office.
his
But-
name
Yeah.
hasn't been brought up somehow. I'm
If it
surprised.
fucking comes out that he knew something, he's out.
yeah,
So everyone could fucking cheer this
You know
guy,
what the
but
s-
you never
the sad
know.
part is because I don't. Have we talked about Vince being at the fucking Super Bowl? That might have been before we
No.
went on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
before we went on
off
the
air
air.
we did.
He was
Yeah,
at the
Vince
Super
at-
Bowl with Shane and The Undertaker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like that's one of the
And
craziest
Tony Khan
lineups
was
ever.
there too. But Vince had better seats.
Well, your favorite, Britt Baker was there. She was there with the Bella.
She was at
Twins.
the Madden Bowl with the Bellas, not the Super Bowl.
Madden Bowl.
Yeah, that was, I think, the day before.
Did you see that clip of the Bella Twins interviewing Deion Sanders?
I saw that.
Barry?
I saw
No,
that
I didn't
clip.
see that.
Yeah.
That
I
shit
saw
was
it.
that
That
shit
shit
was
was hilarious.
crazy. That shit was
Yeah.
crazy. They like she asked like the topic came up. Like everybody knows who Deion Sanders is, right? I hope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
From back in the
everybody
day,
knows
I know who he is.
Yeah, one of the. And
He was all over the
he's a really
place.
good. He's a really good
He
college
plays
football
baseball,
coach
right?
now.
Baseball.
Baseball and football.
And
He did
football.
both.
And football.
He did both.
He did both.
Yeah, he was
He
the
played
next
for the
Bo
Yankees for
Jackson.
a little bit, and the Braves, and he also played for the Cowboys and the 49ers.
49ers.
49ers. Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I know, just kidding.
But yeah, he was interviewing. I don't know why the Bella Twins were interviewing him, but anyway, the
They need
topic of
money.
the topic of candy came up or something, and then he's like, "Oh, what's your favorite candy?" To Nikki Bella, and she's like, "Oh, lately I've been really into dark chocolate." And he like goes, "Oh, really?" And then he like leans in. I'm like, "Brother, what the fuck? What kind of clip was that?" Was the only clip I saw
I
from
couldn't
you.
believe
Chocolate,
it.
you said.
I was like, that man was he was gonna risk it all.
He was. Yeah. He was.
Yeah.
He had a
was
Sega
right.
Genesis game, prime time with Deion Sanders. Again,
Yes.
for Sega Genesis.
Yep. No. Dion was the man. He's a really good college football
he
coach
was.
now too.
Yeah.
He's coaching his He was coaching his son in Colorado.
Yep.
So there's two
Will
sons.
be
Actually.
in the draft.
They'll both be in the NFL draft this year. But
Oh,
but yeah, no, that was just a crazy funny clip. But
That was
but no,
funny.
the whole Vince case thing, like to bring that up, like it's disgusting. I despise everything about that fucking case, and I just every time there's a new thing about it, and it just really irks me because I think it's just like I don't take that shit lightly. But am I crazy to think that if anything comes from this at all, where he gets convicted, he's gonna get pardoned by Trump?
Yeah, I mean that's
gonna be. I mean,
that's why he's not too
Isn't
worried about all this.
This
I
is
don't
a
think.
civil case. This is a civil case.
Yeah, it's a civil case. He's not gonna go to jail for any of this.
This is for money.
Regardless.
It's not for anything
I-
else but money.
I mean, it could go to a federal level. Like it could get
It
bumped
could.
up.
Well,
could.
no,
could.
he is being investigated for trafficking by the
Yes.
feds. So I mean,
That's
he could end up in prison.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see that.
Yeah.
They took his phone.
Which I hope he fucking sees some prison time besides just
I hope
money.
so too.
Because
Yeah.
the money
So
he
too.
could just pay because he has the money. He has all the money in the fucking world.
Or-
He could pay whatever and just fucking I need him to like I want to see him fucking rot in his final days in fucking prison, which is not gonna happen. I don't see that happening.
Right.
So
Yeah, you're
It
you're
just-
right. It's not gonna happen.
no. And because if it did get to the federal level, then his boy, that's literally, once again, ex-wife, I don't fucking know, is in his cabinet. I don't know what to fucking believe anymore.
Right.
Honestly, I don't think that it'll ever come to this or any like Trump will never have to be involved in any of this because it's just going to be here's more money to stop talking about this. And at the end, I don't think he's going to be investigated by like the feds in the way that
He already is. He's been investigated since 2019.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
that
they
long.
were just like they were investigating Trump and how they were going to take down Trump, and they didn't. Like these people have money, and they're not going to get in trouble because they can pay people to not get in trouble.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
way it
exactly.
works.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. No,
it's going to be
just-
easier for him
I-
to pay people off now. That's all we're
I was
saying.
just bringing up the scenario that if it did get to a federal level,
Sure.
Who cares?
would
We're talking
think-
about this guy Vince. He's going to fucking drop dead anyway soon. He's 100 years old.
oh yeah,
No one
again,
cares.
I agree, but I at the same time, I think people should.
Maybe
They
he'll
have
fucking
confidence
shit
for the
himself to
fucking
death, and that's how he goes out. I don't know.
I
Just
think
find him on a
there's
toilet
like-
like Elvis.
His comeuppance won't come. It may not come the way you want or when you want, but it will come on time.
They'll
He's out
find-
of
they'll find him
wrestling
with
and
shit
he's
on his
not
head.
Involved anymore. So for me, it's just like he's not even like he's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like
Yeah,
for
exactly.
me, I've moved completely on, and I'm focusing on what wrestling is now.
Yeah.
And I like, it's like there's
Yeah,
certain
he's
things.
canceled. He earned it. So
Mental 9R, what's up,
There's
man?
certain things in the era of Vince that I did enjoy that like were obviously booked by him at the time that you can tell who he liked and who Triple H likes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just there's different opinions on who goes to the top and who doesn't. And in the end, it's like since he's gone, I'm completely like I said, I've like erased him out of my mind. I don't even like really think about them. Like whenever the case stuff comes up, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not
Well,
I'm not
what
involving
what happens if Triple H gets fired because of this stuff? Then
I
who
think
books?
The smoking gun would have been there already. I
Yeah,
really
we
think
still don't
like,
know like how much he knows.
Yeah, we don't
May
know
not
yet.
know everything, but he knows something.
I just
really
I know
think
for
that
a
it would've
I know
come
for
out
a
of it.
like here's the thing. I know people want to insinuate. I'm only going to go by what's in the actual like lawsuit, what's in the writings of like the state whatever
The
of
statement.
documents. Yes. And there's nothing pointing him out specifically.
Not
at
yet.
all. I don't yet not
They
yet.
just
but,
amended it.
but-
and Michael Hayes is in it now.
but
Oh yeah.
yeah. But here's the thing: is that I don't want to go and put blame on people that haven't been named yet.
Right,
I don't
right.
fucking
I'm
know.
just saying,
I'm
what
saying
if?
is,
Yeah.
but do you really think TKO is going to be like, okay, we're buying this company, we're putting Triple H as the guy that we're going to have him on the cover of everything. He's going to talk all the damn time, and we're not going to investigate the fact that he might be involved in a sex trafficking.
Well, they did it for
scandal?
Vince when they bought it. They said, Vince, you better be there when we do all this stuff.
but they got rid of him immediately because they didn't know anything about it.
Well, they're saying that they did
they've had
know
plenty of
that TK knew, but they didn't. They were hoping that it was not going to like come out, and then when it came out, they got rid of him.
that one woman in the Denny's has got to. She's got to have some sort of opinion on this, right? Let's ask her opinion.
Oh God.
It's got
No,
eggs.
no, don't actually ask her. Don't actually
So
ask
is
her.
Elon.
But
Hey, women, what do you mean about this?
What were you
I'm
saying, Milkman?
curious because me and Perry have talked, and he said he felt The Rock is going to eventually buy WWE. Does everybody else feel the same way? That The Rock eventually buys the company?
No.
Not by himself.
Yeah, no.
Well, yeah,
No,
he's
not by
him
himself.
and his company just bought more stocks in the company.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna like buy up a bunch of stock and wanna.
He's basically going to
involved
run that
somehow.
place, and that's the ultimate fu to Triple H and Shawn Michaels, who tried to get him fired when he first started.
Where's the thing?
Full circle.
Yeah,
Full
I can tell
circle.
you that he seems to really be holding on a real vengeful thing over all that you're talking about right now. He must.
Hey,
real
so did
broken up
Triple
over it.
H, and look where that got him, right?
I'm sure that shit is all water under the bridge.
I don't know.
And people can be petty.
There's a reason
I mean,
why
here's-
Rock is smiling
That's
all the
true.
time.
people can be petty, but the thing is that, you know, I don't know how that would go. I mean, I think it could happen. It potentially. I mean, Rock has the money and he has investors that could make it happen.
Right.
I think that I just don't. I don't know. Like the way that him and his team kind of came in last year and kind of fuck with things. I didn't like that to a certain degree. And they tried to do the same thing in DC, and DC told them to go get the fuck out of here. You can take Black Adam, you can fucking fly your ass fucking out the door. But yeah, I mean it's interesting, man. I don't know. I mean, he could do it. I think it would be like years from now. Like I don't think WWE is printing too much money right now for TKO that they would ever get rid of it. You know, like
No,
right
I don't
now,
think they get rid of it. I think eventually he's gonna he's putting his pieces in place.
you know. So
So much he can rise up and be the man.
I think that was more of the DCU though than the Rock with Black Adam and all.
yeah, I don't think it was. He just didn't rub a lot of people the right way in DC. But I think there was
It's funny
more.
that it's funny that they would have such a problem with him, but they're like, sure, Ezra Miller or whatever, you can attack people and go into their houses and do all this crazy shit, but you're our Flash.
Right.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree. But there's more. There's new people in charge now from that whole debacle.
Yeah.
So
It's just
Starting
like,
all over.
let's start
Superman
over.
July.
Let's give it to Snyder. Let's do Superman, which is almost.
Nah, you know
foolproof.
what? Fuck that guy. What was it, James Gunn?
why fuck
Oh, it
James
is
Gunn?
Gunn. Excuse me, Gunn, not Snyder.
Why fuck James Gunn?
You know why I say fuck James Gunn? Because let me tell you
Why?
something.
Because he left Marvel to do this bullshit.
No, what happened was DC had a Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton ready to go, with Michelle Pfeiffer coming back, by the way. James Gunn came in
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
said, you know what, we're canceling all that. And then he goes, Michael Keaton was never a good Batman. And I was like, you know what, man, go fuck yourself. So I'm not watching any of his shitty DC movies. Fuck him. I hope he fucking flops and falls on his face with that shit.
Wait, what was that movie that Batista came in that he directed?
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Those are great movies.
Guardians.
Yeah, those are good movies.
Yeah, well, why do you have to come in and fuck with Michael Keaton and Batman Beyond? Everyone's been dying for a Batman Beyond movie.
Well, hey,
Big Terry McGinnis.
the Flash flop with unfortunately with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a Michael Keaton movie now, was it? It was a Flash movie with the fucking
Nah.
guy who's a maniac.
Yeah,
That's
but they
why it
tried
bombed.
so hard to make that be a Michael Keaton movie. And all the
Yeah,
trailers
they try to make that a big deal. Yeah.
Right,
The
but he's in
trailers
like
for
3
Supergirl.
scenes. He's not even in the whole fucking movie.
It was Supergirl and Batman in the trailers. They barely showed the Flash. They were like, "This is what this."
Yeah.
movie
Yeah,
is."
because he
remember
was a
that.
fucking nut. The Flash was a nut in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're trying to distance themselves by pushing these guys, but it's like people already made up their mind. They're not going to go see it because of Flash. That's why they rebooted all this shit, because they were like, we're done with everybody. We're going to redo it. And it's like, what are you doing, man? We almost had that movie.
Yeah. Man. But
I got
is there
a
any-
question for
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
it's for Nick and Perry specifically.
Okay.
If you guys ever want to do cheap pop culture again sometime, I would love to jump on a panel of that because I have a lot to say about how these movies been going, how Hollywood's been going, and all that stuff too.
I'd be open to do something if Perry would want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
just got to let me
it's-
know when. But,
Yeah. So I mean, we're trying to get these like, I want to get back into the whole podcast thing. I've had a lot on my mind and I haven't been able to talk about it, so I want to talk about it. It's just that my work schedule is like kind of nuts, and just life in general is kind of nuts for me. So it's like I can't do everything on a weekly basis like I used to. But me and Perry have kind of worked out a system for this show specifically, where it's like every other week we're gonna do like a show kind of running down
we
everything.
could do
We'll have Ronnie
bi-weekly or
talking about it.
whenever Monday is free, because I'm pretty much like busy with all the other days podcasting and doing crazy shit like that. But
Yeah, so it's like with cheap pop culture, we could definitely try to work out something where we can do it again. I would like to start talking about pop culture and like movie stuff again, because
and by the
some
way,
stuff I like.
I want to
stuff
say
I
this
don't.
really quick, okay? There was somebody on Twitter who stole our fucking handle, Cheap Pop Podcast, and they're
Really?
called the Cheap Pop Wrestling Podcast. And they took the handle in 2023, by the way.
Did they?
And they're called Cheap
shit.
Pop Wrestling Podcast on Apple iTunes. And their description is, we complain about wrestling. It's like, you like stealing
Well,
game complainers
that's a
and Cheap
shot.
Pop.
That was a shots fired.
So fuck those four guys, and they suck
this-
ass. I don't even know who they
This
are,
logo
but
is terrible.
don't steal our fucking shit.
This logo is terrible. They haven't updated their Twitter all year. So, and they have 15 followers.
And they were
So,
saying
Yeah, they ain't-
our
they ain't
fans,
doing shit. Yeah.
they had an episode that was like 2 minutes long that says, the description says, our fans are upset with our show, like how we're complaining about wrestling. It's like, go fuck yourselves. You suck. Dude, it's one thing to fucking steal a name, but don't steal somebody's name. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You're just giving them publicity, bro.
You sure? it wasn't a-
What publicity? There's fucking 10 people that watch.
There you go.
They're not going to go over there.
10 people that never knew about him.
Yeah, and they're not going to go there anyway.
I know. Well, I'm one of their followers, actually.
Go ahead.
Are you straight?
That's funny.
Me
But,
and the lady at Denny's are followers.
That's
Yeah, they just overheard you plugging them. Now they're gonna follow.
Good.
but no, I'm glad to get back on here and start doing this shit again, though. I really am. And it's because it's been a long time.
This
since
panel
I've
was
done
on
stuff.
fire tonight.
Yeah, but it was really good conversations. Again, we'll do this every once in a while where we have like more people on. I do want to do some shows with just me and Perry kind of getting back into the groove of things and like doing some stuff. So I think there's gonna be a lot more broader episodes we could do, because we'll be doing them every other week, and then we kind of have more shit to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of this news dropped today, which was weird. Like, we weren't
Yeah.
really going to talk about
Yeah.
We were going to have Milkman go at Jesus about
Yeah.
AEW for like 2 hours.
Well, you kept saying
For
you
the
kept
whole
sending
show.
me like,
And then
you were
all the
sending me,
fucking
like,
news hit
stuff all
today.
day, Perry. You were sending me stuff all day, and I was like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
because everything
It
kept
was like-
dropping today. I was like, this never happens.
Yeah. So
The big news,
Um,
the big news Perry
is
sent
there-
me was
it
Gunther throwing the jacket.
that was funny.
Oh, yeah, Gunther.
What is there anything else anybody want to bring up before? Because I think we should be wrapping up soon.
Milfman, you got anything you want to bring up?
I'm pretty much no.
No? Jace?
Anybody else? We'll go
I got-
around the table.
I'm good.
I gotta pay
Good.
this tab. So
Okay. Damn, my man's still in.
Damn, I'm silly.
Wait, she been waiting for that.
Just trying to get
no, she said no
Oh,
rush. So
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
That was,
okay.
that was 2.5 hours ago.
Right, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Jesus. Why do you think Tony Khan chose Jack Perry over Punk. Because that was the straw that broke the camel's back was Jack Perry. Jack Perry.
I think he chose the people who sided with Jack Perry.
AKA the Bucks.
Yeah, I think that's what he. Yeah,
Because it's
think-
like
Yeah.
because it seemed like they're gonna make the Bucks come in and take care of the Death Riders. Is it me or am I the only one thinking that? They're gonna be the
Well,
ones
yeah,
to
I mean
save-
that's the obvious thing. But the Death Riders is failing on TV, so do they want to be associated with that?
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, they're gonna get involved somehow.
Moxley might get to the point where he just pins himself on the mat and they end the storyline.
I said this to Perry
No,
earlier offline.
No
but,
Bash
like,
at the Beach 2000.
the Bucks undercut
Hey,
like, their own.
you say that, but
decisions.
Jeff
Like, the
Jarrett
Bucks-
is there right now going for the title, so you never know.
Oh God. Yeah. Russo will fapping nonstop to that.
All right, is Tony Khan worse than Russo?
Well, no, they got Will Washington. He's like Vince Russo because he writes shitty storylines. So have Jeff Jarrett come out with Will Washington and do the fucking pin.
Oh shit! Wait.
No, I hate Vince Russo more than Tony Khan. I've been on record to tell about how much I don't like Vince Russo. Vince Russo, I don't like Vince Russo just because he's just fucking loud and annoying, and he dreams
really
about
is.
he dreams about
It
killing
says-
Jim Cornette.
Bro,
Like,
bro,
he's a
what's up, bro?
fucking bro. Here's the thing, bro.
Yeah, he does it on purpose.
I went into WCW, bro, and I told Hogan, bro.
I like how
you
it's
better-
like spy versus spy with Bischoff and Russo. It's 25 years later and they're still pointing the finger
Yeah.
at each other.
It's they will be doing that in the nursing home, bro. They don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They'll
yeah.
be 90 and just like with the cane, they'll just be pointing at each
Yep.
They'll be doing they'll be doing fucking shoot podcasts on fucking in the
Fucking-
nursing home.
Cornette's still trying to outlive him.
That's funny.
Right.
It's just like.
Did
Vince
you hear
Russo
the
to me is-
story that came out? What was it? Jimmy Jacobs said that him and Tony Khan would ride
Yeah,
around in a limo for hours listening to Cornette's
They,
podcast.
they listen to Corny. It's
That's
weird.
funny.
Yeah.
It's not weird. I told you they did years ago and you didn't believe me.
Listen to the drive-through.
Because everything Cornette was saying that they started
said-
pivoting on Dynamite.
Yep.
But I don't get it though. Cornette rips the cut. He's never said one nice thing about AEW their entire existence. Why is he listening to the show?
Remember when Miro came in and he was wearing a
I
Mickey
don't know.
Mouse shirt and he was doing this shit with video games and stuff? Cornette was like, this guy needs to be a killer. They need to make this guy Rusev again, blah, blah, blah. A week
Mhm.
later, he's Rusev again on TV. He's beating up the best friends. And I was like, he's listening to Cornette, man. There's no way.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, he
Hey,
listens to
got a
Cornette
soft-
because he's got to
I
know
a
if he's a
soft
good
spot for
booker or
Corny
not.
for some reason.
What?
Like he'll go at Bischoff, but he has a soft spot for Corny for some reason.
A lot of people have a soft spot
Because
for Cornette.
Cornette has no
Yeah.
like motive behind it. He's just trying to tell this guy, "Hey, listen, here's free advice, and you're not taking it." Where
Yeah,
Bischoff was
pretty
like,
much.
Do you think he's scared of Cornette because Cornette can go back at him verbally?
"Well, he signed Cornette. I don't think I don't know why you guys don't understand. The guy he signed Cornette was under AEW contract. He was under an NDA for fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
Because when Tony Khan got JR said sign Cornette. He's your booker. So Tony Khan talked to Cornette on the phone, but before he talked to him, he sent him a fucking NDA. He faxed him it. He had to get the fax back, and then they talked on the phone. And then Cornette says, he told Cornette what he was doing. And Cornette was like, I don't really want to be involved if it's with these guys or whatever, but good luck. And he's like, okay. And then 3 years went by, and he was able to tell what he was able to tell.
Yeah.
But this guy was under NDA by Tony Khan. He was probably one of the first people under NDA.
Yeah.
But he had to be under NDA because nobody knew back then. You couldn't have Cornette
Yeah.
calling up Vince. Hey, Vince, they opened up a new fucking Fed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But any last things we want to get out before we wrap this up, I think.
I
Anything
just
else?
have one, like from before when you guys were talking about WrestleMania and like the matches that were sort of predetermined or who you thought was going to win this match or that match.
Okay.
The Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton match. Do you all really think for sure Charlotte Flair is going to win that match?
Yes.
I at first I did. Now I'm not sure. Like I think the original plan was for that to happen.
Well,
But
this would be her first match back.
Yeah.
Here's
After,
why.
after the
there's a
response
lot
she's
of time
gotten,
between.
after the response she's gotten, I think that those plans may change. But I think that the original plan was for her to win the Rumble and then beat Stratton for the title 100%. But now because of the reaction,
Tiffany already?
what's up?
Did she officially choose Tiffany already?
No, but I think,
No.
No,
No,
not
but
yet.
that's-
They said they might run
Not
it
yet.
up until the week of WrestleMania.
but I think that because originally
Floppy.
like Stratton was going to be heel and she was going to be the face, but now they might pivot because of the reactions that they're getting. I don't know,
I
but
don't know if that's true. Stratton has been being a face pretty much in the
True.
sense of the crowd reaction in general.
Yes.
Like she's not a face, but she's like very cheered.
She gets
So
reactions.
what I'm thinking,
yeah.
yes,
like the reaction of Charlotte like matters, but to me it felt like Charlotte's winning this to have a great match with her, but for her to finally put over Tiffany
here's the thing.
because
Didn't
Whatever they
Charlotte
do,
lose to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?
What's up?
Didn't Charlotte lose to Rhea Ripley last time at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, then she's
Yeah.
got to win. She's got to win a WrestleMania match, so she's gonna beat Tiffany.
See, the thing is that like I would hope that like I would prefer her losing to Stratton,
Right.
like 100%. And she's done it for Rhea Ripley. I think I don't think it's like above her to do something like that. And I
No,
think
but I'm
that,
just
you
saying,
know,
like the booking, like what they do.
like give her one back because she
Give her one back, and then she runs with it
because
till
she went down
SummerSlam
for
and blah blah
Ripley,
blah
yeah.
blah blah.
I could
then she should
I
fight
could
Ripley. If that's
Because
the case,
they-
she should fight Ripley.
Then
Could-
yeah, they could do that even.
you could do that then. Yeah.
You could do
that
Ripley
leaves-
Mania and then Stratton for SummerSlam.
You
do that.
could. You could.
But I don't know. But if Charlotte faces Tiffany, I think they could have a really good match, and I would hope that Stratton wins. But who
They better
knows?
practice that fucking match.
They also seem to be building the story of Io not getting into the
Yes.
like. So there might be something there with Io, and then
Yes.
you have
Yeah, Paul
you have
Heyman owes
the
her a
whole
favor.
Elimination Chamber winner. So
Yeah.
the Elimination Chamber winner would have to be someone going for the title. You know, like if they're doing it for the men, they'd be doing it for the women. So I don't know how
Yeah.
Io gets involved.
See, and that's what I kind of, and this is what it could come out to like be a good thing, or come out to be a bad thing. But that's what I like kind of about what the WWE right now is that there's so many kind of loose stories going into these big pay-per-views. They throw nuggets here and there to kind of get you to think like, oh, maybe they're gonna like. You don't know where it's like really. You kind of know where it's going, but you don't know the road to get there. If
I
that
heard
makes
the
sense.
term WrestleMania.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, but I like that we're like at least guessing. Like we're at least like, oh, we're able to have like a conversation about what might happen because,
Yeah.
you know, 5-6 years ago we couldn't do that.
There's only a few
Yeah.
absolutes, really.
Yes,
You know, like
yeah,
so it's like, but you gotta expect with 2 nights and all the wrestlers that they have to feature them.
yeah.
You know, you
no,
can
and
go through all the names and you could go through all the top names and then you're still naming people like McIntyre and Zayn and Kevin
Yeah.
Owens
yeah,
and
it's like,
Logan Paul.
yeah. That's the thing I think they've done. At least last year, they did a really good job of is like featuring a lot of different people, having a lot of different stories, and just kind of like I talked about it. And we did a show last year leading up to the Rumble. Like there were so many stories going into the Rumble that like you didn't know what was gonna come out of the Rumble to set up for Mania. Like it was a really good, you know, I really have been enjoying their kind of like long term storytelling. I know it's not for everybody, but I like that there's actually like a fucking like even if I know what the outcome's gonna be, bro, take me on a fucking ride while I'm on it. Just get me there, man. Just fuck it.
Yeah.
So that's
Wrestling
just me.
surprises are good. Wrestling
Yes.
surprises are good.
Yes. So
Speaking
But
of
that's my-
surprises, apparently Punk called out Cena and Cody Rhodes at Raw tonight.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. I got to watch a clip after this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
same.
then that's when he got eliminated. That's when he got. I was still thinking of. I was thinking of the Rumble. That's when he got interrupted by Logan Paul. Yeah,
Having those Rumble flashbacks.
yeah. No, that when I
Mhm.
saw it was
The chamber is going to be
Paul
insane, it says. Okay, well, whatever. We'll see.
yeah, when I saw it was Logan Paul that like eliminated him, I was like, brother, I almost got. I was literally watching it. I'm like, I almost got up and fucking like ran
You know
traffic.
they're doing that match at some point. Punk versus Logan Paul.
Yeah.
At some
Oh,
point,
yeah.
they'll do it.
I just don't want
I
to
mean, the
fucking
fact that
see
even they
that.
had him interrupting Punk, and apparently Punk
Why
said,
can't they
like,
do Logan Paul versus the fucking Young Bucks? You know what I mean? That would actually make more sense.
Logan
I mean-
Paul is money. Like he may be like this hated YouTube guy or whatever, but like he's huge. He's got
Yeah.
a ability to talk. He's really good in the ring. He's the
Yes.
perfect heel. He does everything that you'd want for a megastar sort of celebrity.
That's
person
right.
that-
So you send them to AEW. They need help down there. That'll be fine.
100%. When I was talking about him
No,
earlier, Sean, like I brought
He's
up
perfect
the fact,
for WWE.
No, he's perfect for AEW. Have him beat Bobby Lashley down there. They'll do great.
when I was talking about him earlier, Sean, I brought up the fact that like I do think he's been really good for the limited amount he has. He's taken on to the business like pretty damn well for a guy with limited time in the business. I was just saying, as a
Incredibly.
personal thing, I don't want him to have a good day I want him to stub his toe when he wakes up in the morning. Like I don't like Logan Paul. Like he's just to me, he's just an annoying dude. I get why he's there. I get he's big. He's got the fucking prime energy drink. He's got all this other shit. And whatever his YouTube podcast, whatever the fuck he does, it's huge. I get it. And I actually like that there's a celebrity that actually came in and like
Dude,
actually like is
What if
taking
it was
serious.
Braun Breaker, okay, versus Logan Paul? Braun Breaker shoots on him and breaks his leg.
Oh, that's spear that he gave to Mike.
Yeah, you should
Oh.
scare the fuck out of him.
Bro, no, props to I Show Speed, that streamer for taking that spear. That
Oh,
kid
yeah.
looked like he was about to fly into the 5th row. That shit
that was
looked
vicious.
insane.
Bro,
Like
He
the
said
fact,
he said he's never doing WWE again, but he says that every time.
Did
He
you
says
see
that
that?
every time.
a chunk of his skin was missing on his leg or something.
That was from
Yeah, I saw
Otis. That was from Otis.
Oh,
Or
okay.
when he got tossed or whatever.
Yeah, bro, that kid not having any experience taking those bumps, I was like, bro, props to you. You're fine, but that's also the same kid that jumped over a moving car. So again, I can't.
No, but he also sold that RKO last year pretty well.
Yes, he
sold that-
did. No, he's
Yeah.
an actual fan. Like he's a fan. It's just funny seeing like, bro, like Braun fucking hit him in the fucking last week. That shit. But the craziest part is that like you know that like he probably barely felt it. Like that's how good Braun is that he probably made it so he barely felt that fucking.
Bro, I guarantee
probably-
he felt
Yeah.
all that shit.
Oh yeah, he felt it, but like not like that's your job as a wrestler, you know. It's not like fucking the one time I always remember the story Steve-O told when Umaga went fucking shoot on him, and when Steve-O was
yeah,
on
yeah,
Raw
he
because he
looked
wasn't he no sold the
Mhm.
moves. He no sold some of the moves and he didn't know that he was supposed to sell it. So Umaga got fucking pissed and like fucking started like shoot fighting him in the fucking, in the fucking middle of the ring. That's like
No, thanks.
that was funny, bro. But
How do
yeah.
you even put someone in that situation though? Like he should have known that what was going down. Like that's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, well he said he was told that, but he was so high that he just didn't know what the fuck. Like he was, and
No,
like
thanks.
part of his like he thought he
Thank
was
you so
coming
much.
in to be Steve-O, and part of Steve-O's thing was that like, oh, I do crazy shit and I just get up. Like
Yep.
I'm a jackass. He had the Wild Boy show where he
Wild
had like
Boys.
fucking alligators biting his toe and shit. Like he was doing all the crazy shit. So he
Right.
thought, oh, I'm Steve-O, I'm just gonna get up. And no, like that was not the plan. And Umaga got pissed that he wasn't selling and fucking actually started shoot fighting him in the middle of the ring. And he was like, never again. He was like, never again
Mhm.
will I ever do that. Never again. But yeah, man, that's a funny Steve-O story.
He's
Huh?
lucky that wasn't Baker that he
Oh
knows.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, Maga's scary enough, but that man was that was a big fucking dude. That was
Yeah.
He
rest in
was.
peace
He
to
was
Maga.
huge.
Rest in peace. But Jesus Christ, man, that dude was fucking huge.
All right. Any other questions or comments? I think that's chat room. Anything? Give you guys 5 seconds.
Anything from chat?
1, 2, 10.
Oh man. But I appreciate you wanting to do this though, Perry. Like I really do.
Yeah.
And us getting back.
Appreciate
into the swing of
everybody for
things.
jumping on the panel. It was short notice, but all you guys came through, so it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, and I appreciate all you
Anytime.
guys hopping on
Thank you.
too.
Thank you.
But yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for this episode of the Cheap Pop Podcast. I want to thank Jay, Sean, Milfman, and Jesus for coming on. I appreciate you guys joining us. We'll be back not next week, but the week after with another episode of the podcast. I'm Nick,
I'm Perry.
and we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. 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 Nick and Perry on the mic, straight killing. Talking wrestling, news, mad thrilling. From the ring to the headline spilling. Every match, every feud, bone chilling. Cheap Pop Podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they tight. In the ring, we see stars take flight. Nick and Perry bringing truth to light. To light. SmackDown, Raw, they break it all down. From body slams to the champ's new crown. Tag teams, giants, they cover each town. Every heel, every face, every showdown. Cheap Pop Podcast, feel the hype. Every scoop, every match, they type. In the ring, we see stars take flight.